Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are live on this beautiful night on 4/20/2020. After the 9 o'clock hour, we have Phinsanity Mondays. Y'all already know what time it is. It's Phinsanity Mondays, man. I love these nights. We get to chop it up with the queen herself, Phinsanity, with a whole lot of trivia, a whole lot of questions, a whole lot of topics, all things Miami Dolphins. Make sure you check out TD Fans Talk on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at TD Fans Talk. You can also find my content at dolphinstalk.com and other Dolphin YouTubers and journalists and different things like that on dolphinstalk.com as well. We have the new P.O. Box for TD Fans Talk. Wanted to make sure I brought that up because people have been asking me for so long, TD, when are you going to get the P.O. Box? Well, the P.O. Box is in the description section. Just look below on the videos and you will see the P.O. Box. But I'm not going to waste any more time, guys. We're going to bring her in, the one, the only Phinsanity. What's up, girl?
Hi, how are you, TD?
I'm great. Yourself?
Man, listen, I just got done watching the Teddy Riley versus Babyface Instagram live battle. And I mean, Grant, I wasn't reliving my childhood, but I was reliving like my brothers and sisters' childhood. And it just brought back a lot of memories of like songs they used to listen to. Hey, Rashad. Hey, Vic. Hey, Rock.
Man, so you checking out Babyface and the guys on, they had their little battles or whatever they having?
Yeah, you got the New Jack Swing. You got that R&B.
I heard about it. What's going on up there in Jersey, man? Y'all staying safe?
Of course, always quarantining, just doing the things necessary to hopefully get us a Miami Dolphin season this year. You know, that's all I'm looking forward to. Hey,
correction, a Miami Dolphin Super Bowl.
You pushing it, Hi Dr. Draft. You're pushing
Let's
it.
Let's go. Somebody said, TD, where's the decor? Hey, man, just wait till Thursday, y'all. Wait till Thursday. Thursday, you'll see all you need to see, all right? We'll get it going. Thursday, all right? Hey, what's that? What are you wearing? What are you wearing?
You know what? I have like the most amazing story to tell. I don't know if my dad is watching this, but okay, so every year, me and my dad, we bet jerseys on the team's record. And I, of course, as you know, go way above and we do it over under. And he's been winning jerseys off of me for like probably like the last 5 years, like every single like jersey like that you could possibly think of my dad has. And it's basically come from my income solely, which is crazy. But I just recently bought my dad a Zonka jersey. So in return, he blessed me with one of his first jerseys ever, his Dan Marino. And like when I say I bursted out into tears, never in my life did I imagine my dad, you know, having the moment to actually hand me down the jersey, you know? So Dad, if you're out there, thank you so much. It means so much more to me than like you could ever know. This was like the best gift I could have. Like, you don't like when I get engaged, don't buy me an engagement ring. Just buy me a Miami Dolphins jersey. It won't work from there.
Tell him get you a throwback Tannehill.
That's an ultimate no. Like, what we do with that?
Tell Dad to go ahead and grab me one of them Pat Whites off the shelf, man.
Oh no,
give me one of those Pat White jerseys.
No. You would have to custom make the Pat White.
Oh Lord, y'all gonna stop hating on Pat White, man. But that's what's up. But damn right, let me see the jersey. I can't see.
Hold on, it's kind of big on me. Hold up. The 13 throwback, you know, old school logo is clean, man. It's clean.
Hey, it's something about that 1-3, man. On that Dan Marino, man. It hits, man. There's something about it, man. I just love it, man.
Listen, I never got to see Dan play, you know, in his prime and in his heyday. All I got was highlight, you know, tapes and stuff like that and rewind games. But just to see how the fan base, you know, gravitates to him as a legend, it just like means a lot to, I guess, our generation, because that's who we gravitate to when we talk about this. Because like I said, we don't have our own memories. We have some players, but all the players that we have tend to get traded away and they don't retire with Miami. So hopefully this is a new era for my generation, for us to, you know, start building our legacy and our dynasty for the next generation.
Yeah.
Is Tua coming? No, Tua is not coming.
They're saying Tua 13. Man, Tua would never have 13 on in Miami.
No.
Get that straight now. Even if we drafted him, he don't have a right to wear 13. Nobody will ever wear that jersey again. Please understand, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, he can wear 10. Pennington wasn't too bad, but Pennington didn't do enough to retire it, right? Pennington was number 10, I think. So he can wear 10.
He can wear whatever he wants. He just can't wear 12, 13. He can't wear 17. That was a GOAT too. There's certain ones he just can't wear. Hey, get over it, Phinsanity. Get over it. You know the man is a GOAT. Y'all just stop. But anywho, man. So what we got on the schedule tonight, Phinsanity? What we got going on?
We got some buy and sell, and we may have some trivia depending on how long you take, So we're going to see.
How many questions we got on buy and sell?
7.
Ooh, you're making me work. All right, let's get it. Let's dive right in, ladies and gentlemen. Buy or sell. Phinsanity's going to bring the heat. I'm going to see what I can do. Let's go.
Okay, right off the rip, because everyone's talking about the draft. Okay, buy or sell. Is it smarter for the Dolphins to draft a skill position player over a quarterback with the 5th pick?
Say that one more time. I'm so sorry.
Is it smarter for the Dolphins to draft a skill position player over a quarterback with the 5th pick? Is it an actual smarter thing for us to do?
Depends on which quarterback. If it's Joe Burrow at number 5, then you take Joe Burrow. Any other quarterback in this draft, there are going to be more impactful positional players. I got Simmons, I got Okuda, and I got Brown. I have those 3, and of course Chase Young as well. I have those 3 individuals. I would definitely take them. So I would sell. I wouldn't buy taking the quarterback at 5 unless it's Joe Burrow. Outside of Joe Burrow, I am going to take the positional player. Any one of those guys.
Do you think it's likely that Joe Burrow is there at 5? I mean, you're saying it as if it's a scenario.
No, I don't think that's a scenario at all. I'm just saying I had to throw it out there. If he is, then you pull the trigger. But no other quarterback is worth being pulled at 5. Tua Tagovailoa has his proneness to injuries. Justin Herbert have his accuracy concerns, and Jordan Love has his turnovers concerns, even though he has a high upside. All 3 of those guys, very talented players, but not at number 5. You got some guys where you really don't have questions. You don't have questions about Isaiah Simmons. You don't have questions about Okuda. You don't have any questions about Derrick Brown. Those are blue chip day 1 starters and actually should be coming into this league in a Pro Bowl contention status.
Oh, wow. You said, first of all, you said all defensive players. So you're not taking an offensive lineman.
Worse or any of those guys. See, all of those guys to me are 7 or better. Set between like some of the best tackles. The top 3 tackles are between 7 and 14 to me.
Right. So what you're saying is that getting a skill position player at the 5th pick is more valuable than getting the quarterback because it'll help complete the team more. Yeah. Is what you're saying?
In this draft, not in general. Okay. Getting a quarterback may be more important than any position in any draft. Right. But in this draft, with the players that are coming, the quarterback isn't unless it's Joe Burrow right now. There's too many. There's red flags when there's other guys with no red flags.
Oh, so wow. Okay.
I can't pass on that. I can't pass on that.
You ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay. So last year, the league average of total team sacks was 38 and a half. We'll just say 38. So the Miami Dolphins will have over 39 sacks this season. Buying or selling that? I'm sorry. Do the math. I know you do. I know you're doing the average per game in your head, but go ahead.
I know, right? You said 39?
39. So that would put you at
average, and that's the average in the league?
Yeah.
So that was
last year's.
Average in the league was 2.3 sacks a game.
Just about.
And will Miami?
I person did the math. Have over that this year. Hi, Rodney.
Well, we had like 7 sacks in the whole season.
I think we had 23. We had 23. We were at the bottom.
I'm just saying what it felt like.
They slowly added up in the end. Slowly.
We're going to have over that. Let me tell you why we're going to have over that.
Okay.
Players like Kyle Van Noy is going to help in that situation.
Right.
Now this is a wild card. I'm banking on this. Well, I'm gonna see if you can guess what player I'm talking about. I'm banking on this one player to get us 6 sacks this year.
Was he on our team last year?
Yes.
He was on our team last year.
One player to get us 6 sacks this year, and it's gonna make all the difference.
He's a lineman or a linebacker?
He's a linebacker. I'm giving you the answer. I'm banking on Jerome. Jerome Baker. Jerome Baker to step his game up this year and close play. He got to the quarterback like 10 times last year. Probably only finished one of them. So I'm banking on him to finish some plays this year because this is a make or break year for him. It's a contract year, technically, in my eyes. He has to actually earn his future in this NFL this year right here. So I'm banking on him to have a good year. I think with Van Noy, Baker, Raekwon, Van Ginkel, players like that, Ogba, man, all these guys, we're going to put together above league average. So, yes, I'm going to say we're going to be over 39 because our defense is going to lead the way because we might take Derrick Brown in the first round, and that's going to be – and you know who else is going to go off this year if we did get Derrick Brown?
A Christian?
Christian Wilkins, that's right. If we draft Derrick Brown, Christian Wilkins is going to have a hell of a season this year.
Listen, I'm personally going to sell it. I would love to have it. I could see us, I'm not saying we're going to be way below. I can see us like 36, 37. We're going to flirt with it. I think we're going to be very close with it.
60.
But we're going to be playing a lot of teams that like to get the ball out fast, so it's going to be imperative, for us to set the tone on the trenches. But until I actually see that we're capable of setting the tone in the trenches,
because
we were sending people and they were having picnics back there. Quarterback were having picnics, so that where's the faith? The faith is here. I said we were going to be close. I just didn't say over.
But you said something. You said you expect teams to get the ball out quick, right?
Right.
But that's why you got Byron Jones.
That's why you have Bobby McCain.
Oh, gosh. That's why you have Byron Jones and Xavier Howard on the boundaries. Because you could try to get it out quick, but now you got to double think that. Now you have to be a little bit careful with getting it out quick. So those two cover guys are going to really allow the defensive line and the linebackers an extra second to get back there. It's going to make a difference. Man, please get there.
Listen.
Oh, my gosh. Please get Derrick Brown.
I said.
People don't see it. They don't understand what the difference that Derrick Brown will make on his defense.
Yes.
Please.
But listen, but you have to understand, from going from 23 to like 37 is a major jump. I don't get why people are like getting on me for just saying a little bit under. Yes, I hope we go above. But realistically, right now, I look at all the mobile quarterbacks we're going to be facing. I look at, their offenses, and I'm saying we're going to get our sacks. It is going to be a significant increase, but it just won't be above this year's league average or last year's league average. That's all. I think we're going to be so much better.
We're getting 50. How about that?
50?
How about that?
Listen, if we get 50, it better come with a Lombardi.
All right, you know what? I'm going to say 48. We getting 3 a game. Book it.
3 a game?
3 a game.
48.
Book it.
48.
Book it.
48.
Book it. 48.
Let me write that down.
Write it down. Take a picture. Tell somebody. 48.
48.
3 a game.
Possible. Anything is possible. I have seen this team make a lot of great turnarounds after horrible seasons, so anything is possible.
If we get Derrick Brown, we getting 4 games.
You know how I feel about Derrick Brown. I selected him, in the first round in one of our mock drafts. I love him. Him or Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons, oh my gosh. The way he just has a knack for the ball, don't sleep on him. Even if we get him, he's going to be disrupting the backfield a lot too. Don't just think that they're not going to have him in that box. He's going to be doing a lot.
For the life of me, Phinsanity.
Hey, D Breezy.
I really don't understand people's thought process, man. I don't understand how they literally want to pass up on Derek Brown to get somebody that's risky. I don't get it. I mean, I think people want Tua so bad that they don't care how good anybody else is. Derek Brown is the guy, man. If you get this guy, he is going to change our defense's life.
But then, so I have this question for you. Sorry, getting off of by itself. If Derek Brown and Isaiah Simmons are available at 5, who do you take? You want to go to the next question and say that for next week? We can say that we can say that for the draft party, like the pre-draft party. We can say that.
I want to try to answer it, but it is so mean to ask that question. That ain't even right. Because I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, Derek Brown is
listen. If he can be as impactful as Vince Wilfork was for the Patriots for years, then Jesus. But like
the way our roster is currently constructed, I take Derek Brown over Simmons.
Okay.
If we didn't go get Kyle Van Noy, I need Simmons all day.
Okay.
So the only reason I'm saying Derek Brown is because the way our roster is constructed now, we have enough pieces that can make up for that can be productive in terms of the Isaiah Simmons. Of course, an athlete like that brings versatility to where you plug them can really be a great disguise on your defense. You can run some really good exotic looks, but Flores already got guys that's very familiar with his style of play and what he's looking for. That's what Chris Greer even reiterated in his presser the other day. It was important to bring in guys that understand Flores and his defense and what he's looking for, and that's what we did. So I would have to still go with Brown, but again, I would take Simmons regardless if Brown isn't there. But see, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I would take Brown, and then I might actually consider a quarterback before Simmons, only because of the way our defense is constructed right now. But I still want to say I take Simmons over the quarterback at 5 because of who he is and his versatility. But if we're just going based off of this team and the roster that we have right now, my top 3 would be defense, Brown, quarterback, Simmons.
Okay.
And then O-line. Just my take.
Okay. I mean, listen, who knows? Bobby might show up next year in safety. We never know.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna have to we're gonna have to get you to meet. I'm gonna make sure you meet Bobby. We're gonna make sure you get to meet up with Bobby, and I'm gonna put you on blast right in front of him. Bobby!
You ready for the next one? I'm not doing TD. I'm not doing this with you tonight. You ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna call Bobby right when we get off live.
Okay.
Man. Go ahead.
So as you know, prior to last year, right, the Miami Dolphins, always seemed to be in the playoff hunt, correct? We always seem to be. We would be going into the last couple of weeks. We were for a minute, for a little stint, and then we would shoot ourselves in the foot. I'm not telling anybody. We would do it to ourselves.
I know what you mean.
We were normally, the second best team in the division, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So buy or sell, the Miami Dolphins will be at least the second best team in the AFC East this year.
At least
the second best. That means third. Third don't count.
I'm gonna sell.
You're gonna sell, okay?
Because I'm buying being number 1. I ain't giving no at least. We're gonna be number 1. We're gonna be number 1 in the division, man. Patriots ain't gonna be better than us, and we're gonna show Buffalo what time it is, man. All this talk about Buffalo they geared up. We're gonna see how much they geared up. We're gonna send them that business. Josh Allen beating us, superstition.
Listen, I will say I like our secondary against their wide receiving core. I like our secondary still because Stephon is the only threat. I mean, John Brown is okay. and Beasley. We'll see. And then they got the other like Roberts, something like that. They have somebody else there, but I don't see them going for a wide. And my thing is like this: there's been so many times we've had Josh Allen, he's just escaped. So hopefully now with the addition of Van Noy and Agba and those guys, we will be much more, solid with, keeping Josh Allen in the pocket and not allowing him to, run for first downs on us, because that's just a pitiful sight. And as long as we can keep Josh Allen in the pocket, heck yeah, we could be number one.
Listen, but Buffalo ain't gonna be as good as they were last year.
You don't think so?
I know so. That was a fluke. Watch.
Shaq Lawson knows his quarterback's tendency. So
Josh Allen is about to settle down. Josh Allen is going to take a step back. Mark my words. One thing I will tell you, they gave that man plenty of time to throw the ball last year.
Yes.
We're going to get up and we're going to get at them, and other teams will too. Mark my words. They're going to win 8 to 9 games next year.
8 to 9 games.
8 to 9 games.
I had them like at 7, but I'll take it.
And we win in 19. How about that?
I love this fandemonium you have, because you really say these things with a straight face.
Ain't no fandemonium, it's facts.
And High End Ravens, I really feel like you believe that if you keep saying this and you keep putting this into the universe, that one day the Dolphins will go undefeated again. We're going
undefeated. We ain't gonna lose a game, and we go to the Super Bowl. And Engraving gonna be like, what happened to my Ravens? The Dolphins knocked them out in the first round. Then it's gonna be 3 years in a row that Lamar Jackson get knocked out in the first round, and then they're gonna be wondering, he's great in the regular season, but can he win a playoff game? That's what they're gonna have to ask. I wonder if he goes out to have another MVP year. I know this is sidetrack, and I'm talking to Engraving for a second. I wonder if he go out to have another MVP season and lose in the first round again, do you pay the man? I'm just curious. Do you pay him?
They gonna pay him.
Phinsanity, you pay him?
Listen, can I say this?
You pay the man.
Deshaun had some first round, exits, and he finally got passed. But I mean, at the end of the day, they never put a team around Deshaun. Deshaun's had to carry it by himself. But listen, Lamar Jackson, his talent, as long as he, stops taking all those hits. I mean, I love the way that the kid knows how to slide. I mean, I could go on, a half man crush on Lamar Jackson, but he's not on my team, so I'm not going to do that. But
See, somebody...
he doesn't. I don't know if it's him that does not show up, or because last game it was people dropping passes, tipping balls, they getting intercepted. If you were willing to make those excuses for Tannehill, you make them for Lamar.
Listen, my thing is this, Phinsanity. People say Lamar Jackson didn't play bad. He didn't play bad in the playoffs, but he didn't play like he was playing in the regular season. So is that not the definition of fool's gold? You play superstardom in the regular season, but then you play good in the playoffs. So what are you talking about here? Don't you need, if he's carrying the team, you need superstardom in the playoffs as well. You can't just take good, because superstardom is what got you there.
Tell his run game to show up.
Nah, he is the run game.
What was it? Gus Edwards, the first year?
Mark Ingram.
But see, here's the thing. Y'all forget he does come back in the second half, so he does put up.
Listen, I'm just saying.
I can't do this because my sister is a Ravens fan, and God forbid she comes across this video. My oldest sister is a diehard Ravens fan, so we're not going to go into a tangent about Lamar. But let's just say this.
What do you do though?
How about telling that defense to play the way they did in the regular season?
Nah.
They didn't give up too many points. It was just, sometimes the situation, Tennessee was coming in with all that momentum after beating the Patriots.
That was Tannehill.
And, their juices were already flowing. And sometimes when you have to flip that switch, some people just know how to do it, like LeBron James. And then some people, it takes time for them to get going.
I'm just looking at this theory. What if the guy wins 2 more MVPs? So that's 3 MVPs in 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he done had 4 great seasons and lost all 4 in the first round. Do you pay the man?
Listen.
So because you don't get better by going from making pennies to making 40 million when his contract is due, your team don't get better, they get worse. So that's my theoretical question. If you win 3 MVPs in a row and have an amazing first 4 years, do you pay the man 40 million? Because paying them don't give you the same team, it gives you a worse team. Because you can't get better because 40 million going to him. So what do?
You gotta pay him.
Even say you have to pay him to get worse. How can your team get better?
Well, so that's the thing about it. Do you know what the Ravens do?
More money.
Ravens draft Bama defensive players, and that's why their Roll Tide. That's why their defense is always there. Think about how many years their defense has been consistently great, even after Ray and them left. It's, it was Flacco at one point, not being the MVP that he once was and being the Super Bowl MVP that he once was. So, like, if it was easy, everyone would do it. But it's a process. And at the end of the day, do I think that the Ravens are going to win a Super Bowl? No, because Miami's going to win one before the Ravens win one. But that's, personal preference. Sorry, Engraven. Miami will definitely
Flacco the GOAT, man. No, I'm just playing. Hey, Flacco better than Lamar Jackson right now. How about that? He got a ring.
Next buy or sell. Which one did we just do? Oh yeah,
Ravens
so
fans.
You think we're gonna be? Oh man, y'all are what's it? Y'all are funny. Hey, hi, Engraven. Sorry, but we will win a Super Bowl before you guys. I'm just saying,
Yes,
I'm willing to put a jersey on that.
I hope we knock them out the first round this year. Because you know why? We got to pay them back for what they did to us last year, Phinsanity.
You mean the year before that? You mean the year before that?
All those years. But you know what? Last year got a little personal. Lamar Jackson wanted to get all in his feelings and come back in the press and talk about, since I'm a running back. All right. We're going to knock him out in the first round this year. How about that? And then we're going to say the Dolphins beat you. Lamar, do you pay them?
So wait, who's the wild card team? Is it being played in Miami or in Baltimore?
You're right, because we're not having a wild card. We're gonna be the only team in the AFC to get a bye.
Next question. Oh wow! I mean, listen. If we somehow pull out a miracle against Kansas City, we'd have the tiebreak over them. This is funny. This is the next one. The Miami Dolphins will have a top 10 defense. Buy or sell?
Right now, I've been on record saying we're top 15 right now with the additions that we made in free agency. Mm-hmm. Those are some very good pieces that we brought in. Byron Jones at the corner position. We got lockdown corners with Xavier Howard. 2 guys that are in essence Pro Bowlers. Ogba, Van Noy,
Shaq
Lawson. And then the depth behind that, you still got players like Taco, you got Van Ginkel, you got Christian Wilkins, you got
Lando
Roberts. We got a lot of great talent. But again, we're top 15 right now. We can only be top 10, in my opinion, if we get Derek Brown at number 5 at the nose tackle position.
Are you going to plug that in all day?
We'll be top 10. You get Derek Brown, we top 10.
Okay.
You get Derek Brown, we top 10 in the NFL. No questions asked. Definitely. Because ain't nobody running on us. Ain't nobody running on us with the linebacking core that we have now, with Derek Brown in the middle being the anchor, with the young speed of Christian Wilkins and Godchild. Come on, man. Then the quarterback, we buy in an extra second to get to the quarterback with 2 lockdown corners. No. Top 10, we give Derek Brown. Top 10.
So is that a sell or a buy? I need that on record. So you're buying it if.
Listen, it's a conditional buy.
Okay.
Because we got to get Derek Brown at number 5, man. People don't understand this, man. They think that, get your quarterback, man. We keep on getting ran on up the middle. You think we're gonna stop Lamar Jackson without a Derek Brown? Do you think the defense we got right? I mean, don't get me wrong, we got better edge setters, but in the pro style option, man.
Listen, I'm here for Damian Williams coming back to Miami. I'm here for that. I will be. God willing, we're allowed to be in the stands, I will be there for that because I can't wait to see what he tries to do or what they try to allow him to do. Because I mean, that
ain't gonna happen. But what you think we gonna be able to do if we don't have a Derrick Brown in the middle? What we gonna be able to do against Lamar and Ingram? Ingram gonna have a field day up the middle.
We don't play them this year. Thank God. We don't play them this year. Thank God.
Yeah, we do. First round.
First round of the
playoffs. We knock them out.
Here you go.
I'm just saying, man. Tannehill got more wins in the playoffs than Lamar Jackson. I mean, I'm just saying.
We're not going. Next question.
Facts.
I'm not gonna argue with that, but you already know how I feel. So, like, I really feel like at this point,
got more wins than Deshaun Watson.
Hold on, wait, one.
Facts. Ain't no two. That man ain't got no 2 playoff wins.
Who?
Deshaun Watson.
I was counting Tannehill's. Jeez.
Okay, I was about to say he got 1. Wait, does he even have 1? Hold on.
Deshaun? Yeah, he beat Buffalo last year.
Yeah, barely.
That was a great comeback. Man, you know how many people bet that money line on the Texans and were scared?
Josh Allen lost the game at the end. He been playing well, and then in the fourth quarter, he looked like freaking Sam Darnold. But he is young. Moment too big. But anyway, back to the point at hand. Tannehill got more playoff wins. Just saying.
Okay. I cannot. I really feel like you need to go to like Miami Dolphins counseling or something and get over this Tannehill thing.
Phinsanity, can you believe Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson combined have less playoff wins than Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah, I can believe that. Tannehill's been in the league longer. I can believe that. But at the end of the day, the script will be written. I don't even think Tannehill making the playoffs this year, so don't even do that.
All right, listen, I ain't rooting for him to make the playoffs because we both in the AFC. But I'm just saying.
Oh, hey, Graven. He's still here. All right, you ready? The Miami Dolphins will receive at least a B- grade for the draft. We have a lot of picks. To me, it's hard to get lower than a B, but I tried to make it easier.
It's only one scenario where we don't do better than a B-. Like if you really look at our 14 draft picks,
in
the first 2 rounds we got 5 draft picks, 3 firsts and 2 seconds. It's hard not to do better than a B-. Scenario where we can get lower than a B-. I'm gonna buy. We're going to have better than a B- for sure. I don't even see us having a B+. It's an A- or better. Unless we trade up the number 5 pick and give away a whole bunch of assets to grab one guy. I don't care who that guy is. That's when, oh my gosh, you just gave up all those pieces to get one guy. No, that's a failing grade for me. C-.
I mean, to me, I think what we do in the first round, like the first couple rounds, yes, because we have a lot there. It's gonna be who we get on the back end that may drop it a little bit based off of how they feel. But listen, at the end of the day, like you say, as long as we come out with 3-4 starters, we as a fan base should be happy. We don't got to read in too much to what the media is going to say because they like to kick us down and keep us down. It's just about how the players we're bringing, how they can be incorporated with our team and making sure we're filling those holes. And as long as we get guys to fill those holes, I'm happy. I'm not too worried about what the grade's going to be, but I just wanted to know what your thought about that would be.
Yeah, it's hard to fill this draft.
Listen,
man, that's my sister. She just keep on throwing this Ricky Williams stuff out.
I see her all the time.
Ricky was a GOAT though. Ricky was the GOAT though. Hey man, listen, it's hard to find backs better than Ricky, man. But of course, he ain't the GOAT, but he's up there. But listen, we're gonna win this draft in 99% of the scenarios. We're going to win the draft. Okay. If for any reason we leave this draft disappointed, oh my gosh, that's really bad for Greer and Flores. But it's impossible. We're having a party on Thursday night. Okay. It's not happening. We are going to have a party Thursday night. Every pick we make will be exciting. I don't care if we pick Tua Tagovailoa at 5. Every pick we make will be exciting. It's going to be a wonderful draft. I just can't wait. I'm still nervous because I know some directions we go can be more impactful than other directions. That's why I'm just like, ugh.
Oh man, listen. Can you imagine like the tone of everyone? Because everything's like virtual, right? And like we got to sit and wait for that 5th pick to come up. And like everybody's going to be throwing in their hat for what pick we should go for. And then they trade it. And we're like, it just is like, we got to wait again and get ready for the next one wherever it gets moved to. So when people say trade that pick, I'm like, do you know how like much anxiety I have right now just waiting for them to get that one off? Like after that 5th pick is going, I'm going to be so calm and mellow. I'm going to be good. It's just knowing what we're going to do with it. So
I had to practice today, Phinsanity.
Okay, you practice.
I had to practice my reaction for them calling Tua's name at 5.
Listen, that's your reaction. His reaction. Because
just in case. I had to practice today because immediately I'm like, but I said, no, you can't be like that, TD. You're a team player no matter what. I had to practice my excitement. Oh man.
Listen, EM, you know, that's my bro. That's my brother. But I mean, he's going to let everyone have it. Listen, if Tua's picked at 5, the Tuaneers will be out.
They call Tua at 5. I'm cutting EM feed.
Don't do that. Let the fan base enjoy his excitement. Let all the Tuaneers, reverence their leader.
Of course I will. But that ain't how it's going to go down.
Okay.
That's not how it's going to go down. You heard Greer the other day. He said it's 8 players that's worthy of the number 5 pick. So once again, I don't see how if there's 8 players worthy of the number 5 pick, I don't see how Tua Tagovailoa with his proneness to injury is literally on their big board past 7. I mean, he has to be like number 7 on their big board. Because the first 6 guys, I cannot see. Chase Young is not behind Tua. Burrow is not behind Tua. Okuda is not behind Tua. Derek Brown is not behind Tua. Simmons is not behind Tua. That's 5 players right there, and we're picking number 5. I find that hard to believe that any one of those 5 is behind Tua on their big board. Mm-hmm. And that's why I don't think they're going to draft them, because it wouldn't make sense.
So you don't think they're just going to make the safe bet and do what everyone expects them to do? You think they're going to shake it up?
No, they're going to make the right decision. They're going to say, who is the best player available that can help this team right now on our big board? And the next person up is going to be one of those 5. It has to be. And we don't need a defensive end. Well, that's why Chase Young going number 2. You see what I'm saying? So in all the other positions we can use. If you think that we wouldn't get Okuda, come on, man. Y'all better stop. Man.
We got 2 more. You ready? We got 2 more to get through. You ready? All right. The Miami Dolphins. Well, I already know what you're going to say to this one. But buy or sell, okay? The Miami Dolphins will be at least a wild card team. Are we making the playoffs, basically? Honestly, like take out the 19-0. Mm-hmm. And you said you have us at 10-6, right?
It depends. Do we get Derek Brown?
If you say that one more time. If you say it.
Do you know the difference?
I get it. TD, we're doing this, like we said, we're doing it now, where the way our team is now. These were the guidelines. The team, the way it is constructed right now with the players. We're not thinking into the future of who we're going to get, because that's why we're going to revisit this during training camp and right before the season. And then at the end of the season, we're going to see how right we were.
As of right now, I'm selling.
Okay.
Because right now we have a roster that can get us 8, luckily 9 wins. I've always banked on the draft and the moves that we make, getting impact players in the first round to fill a few holes to buy us another 2 to 3 wins in the season. So right now I'm selling it. On Friday, I'm buying it all day because I know we're on at the number 5 pick. We're going to get a player that's going to plug in right away and start right away and contribute right away. I know it. Number 18 and 26, one of those guys will contribute right away. Maybe both, but one of them I know will. So once you add those 2 additions, I think that we're going to be, I will buy it. But right now, before the draft, I'm selling.
Okay. All right, here's the last one. And I want you to think very hard about this one before you speak. Because a lot, depends on this,
Okay.
In the future of this channel specifically. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Buy or sell? Well, just tell me yes or no. Bobby McCain will end the season on the Miami Dolphins roster. You already know I'm flirting with retirement, so.
I'm gonna buy it. He'll play this year, and this might be it though. Unless he's a part of some type of blockbuster deal, he should be on this roster this year. Yeah, I just hope they move this man in the nickel. I really hope they put him in the nickel, man. If they put him in the nickel, man, see people dog Bobby McCain now, Phinsanity, and that's because most of them haven't even paid attention to him except last year at the safety position. But they forgot about how well this man played in the nickel 2 years ago. It's almost shameful to forget how good this man was in the nickel 2 years ago. He was like number 1 in the league at the nickelback position. And it's a shame. That's why he got the contract he got, because of how well he played in the nickel. Bobby needs to go ahead and be in a situational package and be in that nickel. Outside of that, I don't like Bobby on the field. But if he's in a nickel package, man, Bobby's going to thrive. And listen, put that man back at the nickel. I understand we had to move guys around due to shortages and stuff, but put that man in the nickel. Please put him in the nickel, because listen, we ready to roll. But with the 3-4, it just depends on what hybrid look we get. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna buy. He's gonna be on the roster. I'm gonna buy that.
I'm glad because I
ain't a confident buy.
I didn't want to have to, retire early like Jordan, and then try to still be the GOAT. Like it's hard to do that.
Somebody said that was 3 years ago, TD. That same energy you keep for X. It is the same energy. Bobby sucks at the safety position.
Wow.
In the nickel, he a dog. He don't get beat. Man, see, they about to crank me up, Phinsanity. He don't get beat in the nickel. Xavier Howard get beat at the corner. So I'm gonna keep the same energy. Let's talk facts. In the nickel, Bobby McCain don't get beat. In the corner, Xavier Howard get toasted.
Why would they do this to you?
Man.
You know what I've learned?
That same energy.
I learned that there are certain words that I do not say. Like there are certain names that I do not bring up around you, because you are so you when these names come up. So I don't bring them up. Like I try as hard as I can not to.
It's a fact. If you want me to keep the same energy, Bobby trash in the safety. But at the nickel, he A1.
Listen.
Xavier Howard, suspect at the cornerback position if he ain't got a safety back there bailing him out at times, because he can't stop looking at the quarterback.
We don't know how Bobby's going to come back after some experience. So we don't know,
How is X going to come back?
He's going to come back strong. Hopefully, prayerfully, perfectly, because you don't want to have to put him up on the trading block with him looking terrible. Like, that's the last thing you want to do is put him up for a trade and he looks. It is, you got one first round for Minka. Jesus Christ, could you imagine if we got something less than that for X? Oh, that would be interesting to see how we feel about that trade. So
who, Minka Fitzpatrick?
If we traded X and we got something less, well, you got to think about taking into consideration his salary and all that. So you would probably have to
trade it away.
Nah, X. The one thing that I really do feel like they will want to see how this works. And listen, it might put him in a situation right next year for Bobby to, take a pay cut because of, the production and development of Nick Needham. So if Bobby wants to stay in Miami, they might be able to change them books up even more for, future favorable contracts. So, I mean, the fact that they're bringing in guys to develop them to where they're going to have them for so much more cheaper, and you're going to let the guys that you've already paid go, that's the kind of cycle you want to be in. Because if you think about, we're not going to get into money laundering and how that works, but when all the bad money goes out, you got new good money coming back in, and you're never looking behind the eight ball saying where are we at in salary cap and how are we going to afford to do this? I mean, luckily we won't have to pay a quarterback for another 3-4 years.
No,
but I ain't thinking about that.
But I tell you what, boy, you know what'll make me lose my mind? X having another season-ending injury. If that man have another injury, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Every day. That man better be as healthy as can be this season, and I want a Pro Bowl season. You know how much we paying this man? I want a Pro Bowl season. Pro Bowl.
Why you?
Pro Bowl. Because Nick Needham look like he coming to take his spot. And if X let that happen, y'all better not say a word to me about that man ever again.
Listen, if Nick Needham beats out X, then we can talk about that. If it's about the money and unloading that money, then you gotta have to, garner your whole, because I know you've already prepared a monologue, for this situation and scenario.
I ain't prepared. It's easy. The evidence been there, but everybody else want to be delusional because he was our only Pro Bowler that year, and everybody want to
listen. Man. TD, he was having multi-interception games, but the last time we had a cornerback to do that for us.
That's my point. Hold on. That's my point. People don't get that. It's one thing when you got. Hold on. It's one thing if you got 7 interceptions in 7 games, but you got multi-interception games. That's devalued. That means the quarterback you were playing sucked, throwing you multiple picks. It's the value to have a multiple. Now, if you picked out 7 different quarterbacks, oh my gosh! But 7,
we're going to get all them red zone interceptions he had that year.
It's not that 7. If you get 7 picks in 7 different games, that is way more valuable than multi-pick games. That means you're taking advantage of the same trash bum quarterback. You spread that out with multiple quarterbacks, that looks a lot better.
Listen, I'm gonna just say this: when the Raiders were driving on us, was it the Raiders? Yes, the Raiders. When they were driving on us, and Jordy Nelson was eating us up in the slot. Jesus Christ, how's Jordan Nelson? I'm not even gonna get into that. That's another soliloquy. X came up big in that end zone, man. Game-saving interception. Game-winning.
Listen.
Game-winning interception.
Who was behind him?
We're not gonna do that.
Who was behind him, giving him help side as he took chances?
But he still had to come down with the ball, right?
No. Xavier Howard made some amazing interceptions. But here's
Jets.
Here's what people not realizing with Xavier Howard. As many interceptions as he getting just as many touchdowns given up. That's what they not paying attention to. If he 1-on-1, he giving up just as many touchdowns as he's giving interceptions, and we probably ain't even scoring on the interceptions he got.
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Who was better, Grimes or X?
Man, you answered that question.
Listen, I love Grimy. I
Who's
follow
better, Brent Grimes or Xavier Howard?
Grimes was something different. I love
Yeah,
him.
that's a good question.
Yeah.
Who's
At
better?
the end of the day, nothing is more iconic than that interception over Megatron. What? That when he didn't reach back.
Brent Grimes is just real small to me, man. In my opinion, he was
barring
just
all
small.
that, I said, who was better? You beat up on X so much. I want to hear. Come on. Who was better?
X better than Brent Grimes. If he healthy. He better. I don't know, man. That's a good one.
Oh man, listen, we've had some productive cornerbacks. We just never
Brent
had
Grimes was the corner. Brent Grimes covered. Brent Grimes covered better than me.
Yeah.
He covered better. See, everybody keep just looking at interceptions, man. I need you to cover. I need you to stop giving up first downs.
Grimes was that dude.
Man,
Grimes wasn't letting nothing go in.
And I'm gonna be honest, I'm picking Xavier Howard over Grimes just to be generous. Because it's hard for me to decide, honestly. It's hard for me to decide.
I hear you. We should do that one day, like go like position by position and find like our greatest positional player of all time, like for each position. You feel me?
Yeah,
I would really love that. That would be fun.
Quarterback, Tannehill.
Tannehill wouldn't even make Tannehill. Well, you know what? Since Tannehill would have to make the list.
He's gonna make. He's gonna make top 5. He's gonna make top 5.
Off of a technical. Off of what?
He's gonna make top 5. Yeah, absolutely. Come on, if you ain't got Tannehill in your top 5, now you just being a hater now.
How is that a hater?
You ain't got Tannehill in your top 5 quarterbacks for the Miami Dolphins?
I would really have to think about it.
He's top 5. He's top 5. He's top 5. Even if he's number 5, he's top 5.
I would say his 2016 season. His 2016 season put some validity to it. But when because I was not a big, in the numbers of Tannehill. I just saw him for what he had too many, there was no protection for him at the end of the day. So you would have to because now you have to make stipulations on that because those first couple of years he was getting sacked more than anyone. So do we take away those first few seasons and do it once? Are we doing how many of the? Because
you can't take away those first few seasons because what a lot of people don't like to talk about with Ryan Tannehill is his passing yards, man. He put up a lot of passing yards. Do you know that? Do you know that this man, if he stays on this path for 10 more years, he's gonna be some of his stats are gonna be better than some of the greats, like passing yards and stuff like that.
TD, that was because you were always playing from behind.
Hey, you can call it what you want, but we don't say that about other people.
But my thing is this: if we're going to do that, but we also have to look at Tannehill eventually developed. We can say that he got back into a QB mode, but it took him some time. We had to struggle as a fan base for a while. And once he got it, but then he got in all those hits he took. And then when we finally go into the playoffs, he want to get injured. What's up with that, Tannehill?
Taking hits, man.
Nah, that was a dirty hit. That was a low hit on him. I can't blame him for that one.
Injuries, man. I mean,
look them having him on that field too early.
Quarterbacks in the NFL, man. If you ain't got the best protection for them, they getting beat up. I mean, if Andrew Luck didn't teach you a lesson, man, I don't know what better example I can use. Andrew Luck should have sent ripples through the whole NFL, man. That's a lesson to be learned. You got to protect these young guys. You can't have them having 5-year careers and retiring. That's shameful, man. That is shameful.
Well, we should do that. We should do that for the fan base and like see how they feel and see what they think. I mean, we have nothing but time on our hands these next couple months because
Yeah, let's do it.
you got to
Yeah.
get the guys involved. So you got to get Reason, EM, Esteban, Mr. Ball Game, and like let's really like dig deep, delve deep into our history.
We can
Matt
draft.
Moose the GOAT.
We can draft Tua Thursday, and EM gonna put him in the top 5 next Monday.
No, he might. Yeah, no.
Yeah, he is.
No. Yeah, y'all listen. Y'all got no, because see, at the end of the day, what I respect EM for is
buffoonery.
No. EM has a lot of passion, but with that passion, he has reasoning behind it. He's just not like, someone blindly trying to lead the franchise astray or lead the fan base astray. Sometimes we disagree, and that's just perspective, So if you have a different perspective, of course, if we're not on the same, spectrum, it's going to clash. But at the end of the day, I never think that one person is wrong or one person is right, because I have to acknowledge the angle of where they're coming from it. You feel me? Yeah. I never like had a legit franchise quarterback. Like if I really want to think about it, like a legit long-term franchise quarterback. We may say Tannehill, but we already know how I feel about that. So the way he feels about a quarterback isn't going to be the same way I feel about the quarterback position. You feel me? So
yeah. Well, time will tell.
Only time can tell. I'm so excited. I'm excited for the draft. I hope everyone is excited for the draft. I have a lot of people.
It's starting 7 p.m. Thursday night. 7 p.m. Thursday night.
I might clock in at 7:45.
7 o'clock, Phinsanity. We need you for the pre-draft show, man.
I will be clocking in.
7. Come on, tell them now. 7.
7:45 on the dot. What is that, Thursday? I'm trying to think. What do I have Thursday?
I'll see how she do, y'all. I'm putting you on blast. See how she do, y'all.
What? Listen, at the end of the day, I'm here for the Dolphin picks, and I'm here for every Bama player that gets picked. That's who I'm here for. No matter where they go, Roll Tide.
Who do you got to
say? Everyone.
Who you got to stick it at 5? Who you got to stick it at 5?
I've been consistent with this. If Simmons is still on the board, you take Simmons. I've been consistent about that. I wouldn't be mad if we got Brown, but to me, the versatility that Simmons is going to bring just to me makes him a little bit more valuable in the long run. Because we accept this.
Where you gonna play him at?
Man, listen. Go ahead. If it was me, I don't want him. I want him in that box. I want him to be Troy Polamalu-esque. I want to see if he has that type of dog in him. So sometimes he might be in the back, in the back of secondary. Sometimes he might be in the back. I want him to be, what we wanted Minka to be. And that's just truly facts. If you can get a Troy Polamalu-esque player on your defense.
I like Simmons at the safety position going up against tight ends.
You want him going up against our tight end?
I like because of the size too and strength.
He's gonna have a lot of growing pains with the tight ends we're facing this year. We're gonna know if he's legit. We're facing the top 2 tight ends.
This kid ready. This kid ready, man.
We're gonna find out.
I don't know. We'll see.
Find out.
It's gonna be interesting. Miami.
You said that's Antoine Winfield, not Simmons. I just think Simmons has the girth and the body for it more. I'm just saying, Esteban. He's just
where do you think Winfield going? Like what draft position do you think he's gonna be drafted late, or? That's my thing with Winfield, man. Where can you actually get him?
Man, listen, I don't know. I got to really look at the draft and see who really needs a safety. We're talking about Antoine Winfield Jr. So it depends who wants to take a chance on him. I don't think he's going before McKinney. And then it depends like how people grade him. Like, do they like Ashton more? Sometimes there might be a demographic thing. Well, Ashton came from the West Coast and they want to, take the, hometown kids that, that's out there. I don't know. But I don't think he should fall into the second or even too deep into the second. It depends on teams' needs. I don't know every team's, big board and their need. I've, focused on Miami and what we need. So
that's why I feel like there's a lot of players that you can get late first, early second at the safety position. That's why I'm more on the Brown bandwagon. I want Brown at 5, and then you can go get Simmons. I'm not Simmons. You can get Winfield. You can get Delpit might still be there late in the first, early second. A lot of these guys might still be there to address that position. That's why I say go get Brown and get one of those other guys late in the first. See, I would get Brown at 5, and at 18, I'm getting an offensive tackle, and then at 26, I'm going with a safety.
So you don't even want a quarterback in the first round, okay?
I want to finish my team. I want to finish my team and let Fitzpatrick compete with the team around him, and then drop a quarterback in next year. And if you want, you could sign Fitzpatrick the very next year to a 1-year deal. To even if you want the new quarterback to learn behind them, but the quarterbacks next year can come right in and start. I mean, you got options, but I just rather go ahead, finish the defense, start the offensive line, and drop your quarterback in on top like a cherry next year, man, because you got a quarterback that's good enough to win games this year. And if your defense is A1, you're going to win games. You're going to win games. So that's just my take.
Who knows? That's why I'm so anxious for the 5th pick to be done over with. Because once that pick is gone, I'm going to have the slightest of clue where we're headed. But until we know what they're going to do at 5, we're all in wishful thinking mode. We all have a guy that we want. And I mean, none of these guys are not deserving of that pick. Anyone who we bring onto this team will be impactful and definitely fill a hole in a major necessity, a major need that we have. So at the end of the day, no matter who we get, as long as it is not some, crazy off the wall pick like the Giants moving up, doing all that to get Daniel Jones, like, could you imagine them calling Jake Fromm at number 5?
Man, I'd be heated. I'd be heated, man.
Stream is over. Wrap it up. Stream is over. Wrap it up at that point. But I'm just saying, like, you never know. It's so interesting, but they're gonna get it right.
You want to take some questions?
Sure, let's take some questions. Let's do this.
I just dropped the link. If you want to join the stream, and ask Phinsanity any specific questions, go ahead and follow the link. Come backstage. We're gonna take a few before we get out of here, guys. So here's your opportunity. I know I saw some people said they were Patreon members. Can they join the stream? This is your opportunity. Our first one up, we have Daniel Manning. What's up, homie?
Oh, Daniel, how are you?
What's up? How's everybody doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
What you got for me?
All right, so I just want to know how you would draft to 5, 18, and 26.
Oh man, that is so beautiful. Okay, so as you guys know, if Simmons drops, that's the big question. Like, do the Giants take him? If Simmons there, take Simmons. If not, oh my gosh, we could take Brown or Tua. I'm not going to be upset. You could take Becton. You could take worse. I mean, get one of those, holes filled. Based off of that, then it, makes a contingency on what you're going to do at 18, right? I've seen, some people say we could possibly get McKinney at 18. I think that's too high-ish, but I mean, I love him because he comes from Bama and he'll be able to play. But when you play in Bama, everything's perfect for you, and I don't know how I don't know how perfect our situation is going to be for him to still shine. But I think he's extremely talented. So I wouldn't be upset with that. I get to, root for another, tied player. Hopefully he doesn't back out on us because things, aren't, all rainbow and colorful. And then at 26, Jesus Christ, everybody's going to hate me for this because I know we can get a running back in the second round, but go out and get the one you want. Don't sit and wait till what's
I
left.
like that. I like
because
That's the
we
best
need
way to support a quarterback.
we need the running back that we're the highest on, and for us to have all these picks, we will. If we need to move up, we have a lot. And my things like this, I don't see us, making all 14 picks. So some of them are going to get traded, and we're just going to, see where the chips fall. I wish Alabama's running back was in it. If I know, listen, Najee Harris is going to be amazing next year. Like I'm already thinking about him being my first round
there's no way
fantasy
we're
rep
gonna
next
get
year.
him. I wish for that one.
So yeah, that's how I see it. But for what it's worth, please address the offensive line, address the defensive position and the running
Number
back.
one.
If we have to, even like TD says, if we have to sit on the quarterback position, at least we know we will have a team going out there. I'm not 100% sold on Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I was about to call him Fitzmagic. I'm not 100% sold on Fitzpatrick, but at least if we have a team around him, there's nothing anyone can say if he doesn't show up. It will be solely on him, and then people will see him for what he truly is, a journeyman quarterback. And then sometime in the middle of the season, Josh Rosen will come in and kick butt.
See, your plan is very similar to mine. I honestly think if we were to go left tackle at number 5, and then we trade 18 up with a third rounder to San Francisco for number 13, we can still pick up our quarterback to redshirt him, because I don't think starting him first year like we did with Tannehill would be a good idea. And then we also pick up a center at number 26. And then we're able to pick up a safety and a running back in rounds 2 easily with no issue. And then we can use the rest of the draft for filler, because we have all of our needs filled at that point. And then we have filler for backup and then people to compete in the camp we're going to have this year. And we go from there. And from that point on, we sit Herbert. That's who I think we should take at number 13.
You think he's going to be there at 13?
I think we're going to have to take Herbert at 13, because there's going to be a lot of other teams. The Patriots are going to be looking for a quarterback, and that's exactly somebody that we can see Belichick grooming easily.
Right.
And we pick up Herbert. We groom him because it takes time to groom a real quarterback. Steve Young took 3 teams 3 years. Aaron Rodgers, 4 years. It took Russell Wilson. He started right out of the gate, but I don't think we're going to have success like Russell Wilson. Sorry, I'm not taking those off. And then you have Mahomes and Jackson. They sat a year. Redshirt Herbert. And then if Rosen doesn't step up in his 3rd year, but if he's not able to take the reins, we have somebody else that can take the reins in Herbert, and then Rosen can be another backup like Matt Moore. Super cheap backup. We have talent to give competition, and I'm hoping Rosen is able to go over the bell curve and become the starter.
Here's my thing, though, because with a lot of the quarterbacks you said, right, they sat behind some pretty phenomenal quarterbacks at their position.
True.
There's no way we could ever put Fitzpatrick in that class. And when people say let them sit and learn behind Fitz, that's why my face cringes at them, because it's like,
I understand that. Right?
But my thing is
look what Mahomes did behind Alex Smith.
Don't act like don't act like Alex Smith was not
my
my
family is all Niner fans, so I watched Alex Smith since his rookie season.
Right. And then
see this Cali on the hat? It's for a reason.
Here's my thing is like this. Alex Smith, right? For what it's worth, he did his job. It's not his fault that the players around him kept getting injured left and right.
He also had 6 different coordinators in 6 seasons, which is pretty true.
That's crazy. But my thing is like this. If you're up for a job interview, right? You get a job, right? You want to train behind the best, right? A journeyman quarterback cannot teach a young quarterback how to be a franchise quarterback. It's not in him. Only franchise quarterbacks can do that, and that's why certain franchises have flourished a long time. Marino was not having that. Marino was like, there is not room for anyone
there's nobody else.
Me. And that is what, and that set us back 20 years. So you're telling, so my thing to this for everyone who says Fitzmagic and all that, I love him for what he did. But at the end of the day, I do not want my future franchise quarterback getting tips from a journeyman because he don't know how to do the job.
The one thing I will give Fitzmagic is he does have it up there and up top. That's for sure. That's the one thing he has.
For
He's
him,
never had
to have it
supporting cast behind him. So
Excuse
he
me?
is good.
He's never had what? He's never had what?
He's never had a supporting cast.
Oh, you got
when has he had two
Mike
plus
Evans, Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson. Did he not lose?
Two Pro Bowl players in the same season.
Listen, for what? And my thing is like this: we can do all that, but like let's be honest. Hold up, wait. Let's be honest, because Fitzpatrick has had moments.
The only reason why
can I finish my point? Fitzmagic has had moments, but when it has come to those big games, he didn't show up. He didn't. When the pressure was on, he didn't show up. So everything that you can say to me about Fitzpatrick, he had it. So for you to say he didn't have a supporting cast, when he was doing it, we weren't saying those things. But when it was all on him, and the moment was on him, and the weight of the situation and the moment was on him, he didn't do it. And if you're saying week 17, he had nothing to lose. There was no pressure on him to win that game because win or lose, only thing we were going to be doing is getting the third pick compared to the fifth pick. And that's because Detroit somehow lost Matthew Stafford, Kerryon Johnson, and like it just seemed like everybody kept getting hurt on Detroit. But Detroit was poised to have a pretty decent season before everybody started getting injured. So when you say week 17 he didn't show up, there was no pressure.
Agree he's never had two Pro Bowlers on his offensive roster to support him?
So you're saying so
like look what Patrick Mahomes did with the same cast that Alex Smith had. I'm just saying, if you were to put Tannehill on that same team, I'm just saying.
What this team last year?
Come on, 5 Pro Bowlers on the same offense.
I think you know what I think it is.
If you put Ryan Fitzpatrick in there or Tannehill, I'm just saying they would have had similar stats.
Where?
In KC.
On Kansas City?
Yeah, 5 Pro Bowlers. Come on.
No, listen. The most deadly move in the NFL right now is the Mahomes spin out, and can neither one of them execute that. The Mahomes spin out is the most lethal move.
Or two corners, right now. We need to get a safety. If we don't have a safety, we'll never be able to stop him because they're just going to go to Kelce.
To me, at the end of the day, I could never. A journeyman. There's a reason why other teams didn't keep him, and we're the franchise, we're the fan base that wants to be the ones to say, "Oh, let him finish out here. Let him keep making $6 million because he's cheap." Good quarterbacks ain't cheap.
No,
good quarterbacks ain't cheap.
I didn't want Ndamukong Suh. I didn't want
good quarterbacks ain't cheap, bro. That's all I'm gonna say to you. Good quarterbacks demand money, and there's a reason why he's playing for like $8 million. What's the league? We can go find the league average. I'm pretty sure it's double figures.
Yeah,
even
if
for backups.
The league average, we can just go trade Dallas right now. But if you look, he's in the top 20 completion percentage all time. He's actually like number 3.
Listen, that happens when you're when you're a gunslinger. It happens.
A gunslinger? Brett Favre isn't up there.
Listen, like I said, for what it's worth, Brett Favre was a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, Brett Favre.
At the end of the day, could you ever compare the two? But the only comparison you can make between the two is that they're gunslingers. And my thing like this,
Herbert is my point.
Herbert. You want Fitzpatrick to groom Herbert? Okay.
No. I don't want Fitzpatrick. I want Rosen to groom him because Rosen is going to take the reins from Fitzpatrick and show him how it's done. And if Herbert doesn't realize this is what I got to do, then we know he's not the guy. And if he does, then we have a double surplus. We have 2 positives, just like there was the Wentz situation in Philadelphia.
Listen, I would not be surprised.
That's a double positive, I think.
I would not be surprised if Fitzpatrick and all the way you guys glorify him loses his job again. He's the same dude that lost his job.
I never had
to
faith in
numerous
Fitzpatrick.
times.
I
So
still don't. I still don't. I used to bag on Fitzpatrick when he was in Tampa Bay and Tannehill went down. I bagged on him so much. And then when we picked him up, I gave up as a Dolphins fan. I gave up. I'm telling you guys this right now. I didn't watch football for 9.5 months. There's a reason why. Because Fitzpatrick was our quarterback. And then up until he started winning halfway through last year, I didn't pay attention. I would watch you guys, but I wouldn't watch the games.
Well, thank you. That brings joy to TD's ears because I don't think I was annoying yet. I wasn't even annoying
brings
yet.
joy to my ears.
But listen, for what it's worth, I really feel like either way we're going to be competitive this year. I'm glad we're getting a run game. I'm glad that we're really getting a run game, and
I think that's what we need. We need a run
you know what?
game.
We are prisoners of having Brock Osweiler and Jay Cutler. That's what we are. We are prisoners of having to deal with that. So anything that looks better than that, we want to grasp onto. But listen, sandwich is still a sandwich, no matter way. And I'm sorry he had to go. Bye, Daniel Manning. It was so much great. I think Mike Hu was the next person to ask a question. How may I help you, sir?
Oh, I'm just chilling, honestly. I didn't really have a question, but I've been on here
of course
quite a bit. But I guess what should we talk about? All right, so draft Thursday. It's huge. It's coming. Now we're gonna expect something that is totally new. It's never happened before. Roger Goodell is literally going to be announcing picks from his living room. So like I don't know if the channels talk about it too much, if we've gone into detail on like kind of like envisioning what the draft is going to look like on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But what do you think it's going to look like? Do you think Roger Goodell is just going to, like announce the picks and then they're going to like put up a graphic? Kind of like do you think that they might extend how long it takes for each team to make their pick? Because one thing that I'm considering is that the draft is huge, but also like the way that the draft is conducted. Now, hear me out. It's like a process, right? Like each team has 15 minutes to make their pick. Then the pick is announced, and then they show like recap and all that. But we're going into a completely different field now, where the teams literally have to be organizing what their picks are going to be. They're probably all on like a Skype at the same exact time, or like some sort of like call, like conference call. Like, can you imagine how different it's going to be versus like being face to face than like just having to do everything remotely? Like, it's probably going to be insane. And I think my prediction is that this whole new thing is going to affect it's actually going to play a huge role in affecting teams' decisions. And I think there's like a huge macro play here that merits some conversation.
Well,
you know what I mean? Do you know where I'm getting at?
Right. Yeah, well, let's be thankful that ESPN and ABC are the ones that are actually doing this. I wouldn't have minded if Fox did it because they're great TV programs, but the fact that ESPN is going to do it, they have so much behind it. And I think they're going to try to normalize it as many. I know that they already have the list of players whose homes they're already going to be in, so they're going to be able to cut into that feed. Being able to watch the WNBA. When they were trying to do interviews, it was just, that lag kind of trying to, them understand that the question was over and then them responding. But I think it's going to be more of, us, getting that interview, seeing, them in our facility, because that's going to take a while before I think they're even allowed to travel to do that and actually like meet with Greer and Flores and, their positional coaches and all that. But I think it's going to be a long process. I know they did a run through today at like 1:00 just to check everybody. Yeah, they did like a run through
for the draft. You mean?
Just of them all being on, making sure their connection was okay, stuff like that. Making sure there was like no troubleshooting errors, stuff like that. Just trying to make sure that the teams were set up and that they could, get in contact and all that. But it's going to make trades very interesting because whereas they were all in the same room and you could just pick up a phone and all that, now you got to wait for a call to connect and all that. But I'm pretty sure the GMs have all each other's emails. They have each other's phone numbers. And I think they have an idea of what they would like to do, barring something, crazy goes and some player gets picked before they're supposed to. But I think it's gonna be okay. I think it's gonna, run smooth.
You think so? I mean, Phinsanity, though, think about it. Think about it, though. All right, like
I'm thinking.
What I'm saying is like there's a huge difference. It's like with anything in life, right? It's like a virtual conversation or a virtual relationship versus the physical, right? Like each team, obviously, they're in their own facility and they have a call, and they have to do that, right? But there's a huge difference when each team has specifically been told that you cannot go to your own facility and like congregate and make your decision. I don't know if you saw like last year. I know that I mean, obviously this happens every year, but like the Indiana Colts, they posted on their YouTube channel like what their draft room looked like, and it's 30 people sitting right next to each other with computers making decisions, just like running the numbers, a plus b squared equals c, whatever. Like
theorem. Okay,
this is different. This is different. And the only point I really want to like stick to, and I want everyone to kind of keep in the back of their mind, is that the way that you conduct the draft from a broadcasting standpoint is going to literally have a background effect on decisions, picks, and ultimately where a player can end up. Like I think there is kind of like what do you say? It's like a butterfly effect. Like all of this, like all of the changes are going to make tiny little micro changes that are going to ultimately affect the big picture. That's what I'm trying to explain ultimately.
I get what you're saying, but no team has all their eggs in one basket. So they have their players ranked. I mean, they've had months to prepare for this. After the whole thing hit, and everything got shut down, they knew that this was coming. So they've had months and weeks and hours and minutes and seconds, if you want to get into butterfly effect,
of
getting things together. And my thing is like this: for all that time that they have, it's only one call away. It's not like these guys are not going to be completely accessible. I'm pretty sure they've all paid their phone bill. I'm pretty sure they've all paid their Wi-Fi bills. And it's literally like I get what you're saying. But it's really just one phone call away. Like, hey, what should we do now? This guy was taken off. How do you feel about this guy at this pick? Or what should we do? Should we move back? Like, Mike, that's a very good question. How old am I? That's a very good question. I'll get to that probably like 10 years from now.
Not this Mike. I just want to make it clear.
No, Mike Pellegrino in the chats. I can still see the live chats. So it's one call away. To me, it's not that deep. They got it. They done went through every possible scenario. They got it. They got kill switches. They know where they do and don't want to take players. If one of the players go off the board, it's as if they're there. Scratch them off and get right back to the drawing board. Who's next up and where do we value him at our next pick? It doesn't have to be, Pythagorean theorem, right? We can keep it. We can keep it algebra.
The difference that I'm trying to point out that's big is that, like I said, the Colts, they had 20 plus people in their draft room, right? There's a difference between Joe Smo calling out the GM of the Colts, I forget his name. Hey, actually, I think this is the pick. Like when he goes, talk to me, guys.
You see the comment at the bottom?
Tell me the pick right there.
They have Zoom now. for multi.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there's definitely.
Are you afraid you're gonna get hacked? Is like
no. There's no Russia here, like no hacks, nothing. But all I'm saying is there is a massive difference between being in person and being able to talk to decision makers right then and there versus having to, for example, yeah, you can have a Zoom call, but can you imagine 30 plus people on a Zoom call and like everyone has an idea and they're trying to flesh it out and being like, hey, calm down. There's lag. There's internet connection problems. There's going to be bugs, period. We know this. Technology is not as reliable as a face-to-face connection. And I know that this is going to have a trickle-down effect into the draft. And the question is it going to help us or is it going to not help us? That is a question, and
gotta wait and see.
I think that some of these teams will defy the rules, and they'll meet up anyway.
You know what?
I think some like say you have 30 people. I think you're gonna have situations where 7 of them are at one place, 7 of them are at another place, 7 of them are in 4 different places versus 28 different places. And I think some of them are going to defy the odds and do that and just keep it on the hush, because I guess that's against protocol right now, but some will do that. I find it really hard to believe that every single personnel are going to be in the confines of their own home. No, I don't see that happening. They're going to be just like us 4 on here right now. On my screen, there's a group of 7 people in a room talking it out. The trade group. Hey, what do we have on this player? And it's going to be a lot more organized when everybody's when 7 people are in one room at a time. They're supposed to all be by themselves in their own home and things like that. But I can tell you the only people that'll probably be by themselves will be Flores, Greer, Ross, and that's it.
But TD, do you feel me though? Like on just like the feel aspect of it.
Yeah, I'm talking about the energy.
I don't think it's gonna. Well, the energy and stuff, that's another thing, but over here on TD FinStalk, we're gonna bring the energy regardless. But the field of the draft in general, it is gonna be a little weird. But again, it really isn't that much different. I mean, they're gonna have all their animations and their digital displays on the ESPN on every network that shows it. Roger Goodell from his living room, wherever he's going to be, his connection is going to be A1. Plus, I'm pretty confident the NFL has set up over 100, probably 100 players with one gig internet, not 400 megabytes. They probably sent the 1 gig package to every single high prospect, and they have some of the best internet in their home. They have lighting. They have a brand new camera. The NFL, that's pennies to them to go ahead and outfit 100 people with this equipment, in which they're probably going to collect at the end of the day anyway. I think that with technology now, it might run a lot more seamless than it may seem. But again, this is one of those things. Time will tell. We're about to find out on Thursday night. All I know is I'm going to be watching. You all are going to be watching, but we're going to have the commentary and the fun over here on TD FinStalk. So it's our job, being the panelists and everyone, to make this a show. We're going to be
looking forward to it
and everything. Yes, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be litty. Okay, it's going to be litty.
100%. 100%.
Rashad, did you have a question?
EM just checked in.
Yeah, I just said hi to him.
Yeah, EM, you ready, baby?
You're doing a panel with them tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's a Tuesday night.
Okay.
We doing a panel? What are you talking about?
All I'm saying is, TD, sometimes you mentioned
wants
this.
A link. Send Ian the link.
Okay, let me just say something. So, TD, you mentioned this in your earlier stream today. Legit, word for word. Man, sometimes I have 6 people on the stream, and I just, it gets too crazy. So, you're trying to consolidate it. So
but that's arguing.
That's
arguments and stuff.
Right. But do you not think that when a team is on the clock and a GM is uncertain, that like those 20 I don't want to like continue on the same topic, but all I'm trying to say is here's a point. It's that, you know, sometimes it's really hard, especially with technology. There's a difference between being able to say like, hey, bro, hang on one second. There's a difference.
I don't see
there's lag, there's internet.
I don't see it because this is totally different. It's professionalism. It's work, you know. It's not people trying to talk over each other. It's them actually trying to give each other, okay, oh yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead. And so lag and all of that, again, I'm not worried about. If these guys in the NFL don't have 1G, I got 1G running through the house. If they don't have 1G running through the house, then they need to stop trying to save them $80 a month, man. They in the NFL. They personnel in the NFL. All of them should have 1G running, not no 200 megabytes or 400 megabytes. No lag issues.
I digress then. I'm not going to bring it up anymore.
And again, I already told you, they're going to hide it, man. I'm telling you, they're going to be slick. They're going to go ahead. They're going to probably have all 25 people in one room, and Greer and Flores. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if Greer and Flores ain't right next to each other.
100%.
It's just they got two different cameras. Like, yeah, you know, I got to call Chris Greer, and he right next to him. These guys ain't crazy, man. They know they can't screw this up.
Different wallpaper too.
Yeah, man. No, I'm serious. That's exactly what
they'll take the fine.
Hey, you've been quarantining for 2 weeks. Everybody good over there? All right, I'm coming over. It's that, man. I'm telling you, man. They're not crazy, man. What's up, D?
13.
Oh, D backstage. My bad. What's up, Rashad Brown? What's going on, homie?
Hey, guys.
What's happening?
What's going on?
How are you?
No much. How y'all doing?
Good, man. Talk to us.
I'm blessed.
I just had something for y'all to think about a little bit.
Always.
I've been thinking about Derek Brown a lot lately. I've been thinking about we might end up with Tua. Then I thought about the front office. I kind of feel like they would have failed us if we take a defensive tackle or quarterback, unless it's Burrow at 5. Because they didn't give Rosen a true opportunity to develop. We just wasted 2 picks, 2nd and 3rd. And Wilkins had 1 year, and we're like scrapping them up. You rotate with all the defensive ends that we just signed, and we put Derek Brown in there, and now this is his position. Just move to the side.
I'm not a bad A, sorry. So what you're saying is that you don't think it would be just for us to take Derek Brown or Tua at 5 is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'm trying to, cause you were saying a lot, and like sometimes things gotta come back full round circle. Like I'm just trying to like simplify the statement for those out there in the comment section. So you're saying, so my question to you now that you have the floor, who would give do the fan base justice to select at 5?
I mean, at this point, I'm all down for upgrade. I see the upgrades in Tua and Derek Brown and all of that, but we have young talent that can develop. I feel that we need to plug in holes where we know, or we have lesser talent in that position. That's tackle, that's linebacker, that's safety.
Who do we have at the nose tackle that can develop?
They just
Christian Wilkins.
No.
Y'all see, you think you're 3-4. I'm not thinking 3-4.
Yeah, but you're thinking 4-3.
I think that's
I'm thinking 4-3 nickel. I understand the nose tackle. 3-4. We need that big monster. Yes, I get that.
We ain't got it.
We have 2 D tackles right now.
None of them.
One needs to be signed next season. No, not 3-4 worthy. But with the amount of pass rushes that we just signed, and we're forgetting about Bijul and Taco. That's in the,
when we're not to compensate.
I'm saying that we have Christian Wilkins here and Godchild here, and then we have Davenport at tackle.
And who's gonna stop the run?
Isn't this a
we got to depend on that defense. I prefer Isaiah Simmons. If I plug in Isaiah Simmons,
Isaiah Simmons ain't gonna fix the problem. We got dead slap in the middle.
And who's gonna
unless he in the backfield
allow us to? I agree. I'm defense over offense all day. Yes, but if I can get me a tackle that's gonna help my offense, protect my quarterback, and help with the run, then we know we had no run at all. I know we couldn't stop the run either, but what's worse at the end of the day? A historically bad run offense or a bad run defense?
Bad run defense.
I heard that. Come on, I knew that was
because that's where you have your biggest issue with time of possession. You have your biggest issue because if you're not running the ball well, you could just go to a spread offense like we did late in the year with Fitzpatrick and find success. Because you don't want
to get horrible teams.
But if you can't stop the run, it ain't what you gonna do. You see what I'm saying? If you can't stop the run, that's worse than having a bad run game. Because having a bad run game, you can just increase your probability of having success by just abandoning it.
I have a question. I have a question for you, Rashad. I'm sorry. So are you just saying you value Simmons more than Derrick Brown at 5? Is that what you're saying?
I value Simmons more than Derrick Brown, yes. But if Simmons was off the board,
okay, if he's off the board,
and I had to choose between Derrick Brown or
offensive tackle,
I'm going to lean more towards the offensive tackle, even though I Derrick Brown's a monster. I love him.
There's only one Derrick Brown.
If number 5 was our only pick in the first round,
if I couldn't trade down and I had to pick at 5, it's like
if 5 was our only pick in the first round, I'm not opposed to that. I would actually be considering offensive tackle because we got to address the position. That's more of a need than
have more picks, right?
Tackle. But we have the other assets, so I want to lock down my middle of the defense because again, it's not gonna matter if you can't stop the run. Now, if you can't stop the run and you ain't got that anchor that's not gonna get pushed back. See, Christian Wilkins is a really good defensive tackle that you want to use to make plays, beat his defender to get in the backfield and stuff like that. But you need guys, because here's the deal. If look at Christian Wilkins last year, the center and the guard double him, moving him backwards. He held his own at times, but it was still you're facing double teams in a lot of situations. That's why you need the guy that's about 30 pounds heavier than Christian Wilkins that's not going to get pushed back. Who's actually
hold up.
Going to get penetration in the backfield.
That's
what we need.
I agree.
Can I ask you a question?
Hold on. We supposed to build our coaches supposed to be teachers, right? Why we can't get
that's a little
in the
bit
later
of
rounds?
Like
one of the big cloggers in the later rounds who clog up the middle, and we can teach them how to work that 3 technique. Because you personally said our coaching staff is built off of teachers.
I agree, but this is the defensive tackle position to basically put your whole defense in a better position. You want to go ahead and get the guy that's going to take care of that day one. He's there. Now, if you have no option, that's why I said to Rashad, if number 5 was our only pick in the first round, all day, give me my offensive tackle. But if we can get Derrick Brown at 5 and still get offensive tackles at 18 or 26, then I'm going to take Derrick Brown. Why do I have to? And I'm going to make him even better because of this coaching staff. He's the guy that you can plug in and help win now, not a guy that you want to plug in and keep trying to develop. When you talk about a big 320-pound guy in the 6th and 7th round, you can develop talent, but when you talk about size like that, you talk about Derrick Brown here. He's a mover. He's moving.
What round y'all say? Y'all said was y'all was talking about the defensive tackles like the Samoan. He like 300 and you say 320, 325.
A lot of people were saying 4th, 3rd, and 4th round. But let me say this, D. Here's the biggest difference. Flores and them could take a defensive tackle in a later round to do a good job and not get moved. not get moved backwards, right? And that's a win. But the difference with Derek Brown, he's not only will he not move backwards, but he's actually going forward. He's a
a dog.
What do we do with Wilkins though?
You can't teach
about that offensive line though.
You can't teach strength.
Can I say this? My thing is like this, y'all. I think I've seen y'all names a lot when the guys go live, D and Rashad. If you ain't gonna take me and TD's word for it, at least take Reason and EM's word for it about the drop off in size and productivity. You're talking about a first rounder compared to us getting someone in the fourth who has to develop. There's different levels to this, and that's why I tell people, like, I value Simmons. Personally, I value Simmons over Derek Brown, right? I'm with you on that. I just like his versatility more. But if we are talking like solely about solidifying that trench part, then yes, you have to get Derek Brown, because what he has, there are certain guys, like, think about it. We got Sue on the back end, and he was never as productive as he was with the Lions. If you can get that in the front end, you get it before it's all beat up and worn out. And then you ship them off, and then you bring somebody back in.
You're not giving them $30 million a year like Sue.
Exactly, where you're taking away from other pieces on your line. I personally, when I wanted Derek Brown, I said it because I would have liked for Christian Wilkins. I said to give him a buddy, give him someone to help him. He cannot carry it by himself.
3-4.
Yeah, because Christian Wilkins
he'll slide
right on the side of them, and those other guys are going to be playing those edges. See, Christian Wilkins will benefit from it, like Phinsanity saying. Christian Wilkins will go off if he's not getting double teamed like he's been getting. He's going to be a very good pro. He's a good pro now, but do you know what it would mean? Derek Brown ain't only going to come in and be a monster for himself, but he's going to unleash guys like Christian Wilkins.
So if we was going to get Derek Brown, what would we do with the next two picks? And what tackles will we go after?
Gotta be tackles.
Before that, though,
we gotta protect our quarterback. We gotta get some kind of help on this offensive line.
Now, though,
before that, though, can I just say, like, if we get Derek Brown, then that completely changes our line in a 3-4 defense. So what do we do with Christian Wilkins? Are we going to move him to edge on some plays? Like, what do we do with our other, like, free agency picks? Does Derek Brown turn into, like, a developmental player? Like,
no, it doesn't change.
What are we doing?
It doesn't change our line, okay? Let me give y'all the view of what it'll look like real quick, all right? Give me a second.
Are you pulling up the PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Hey, why you pulling up that PowerPoint? Phinsanity. My wife said, "Oh my God, it's a girl on the show." I say she's one of the co-hosts.
Listen. I would love so many more of the females and the women to come on here. I really feel like, there are some. I know a lot of like female like fanatics up here. I met a lot of them at the MetLife Takeover, and you would be surprised about like how much knowledge and love they have for this team. It's just like me. I wasn't comfortable with doing this. If TD didn't push me off the cliff and basically tell me you're going to do it, I would have never been on here. Like, you can ask anyone.
My word for her was, I say, man, she know more about football than a lot of people, man. Like, that's not like about the Dolphins. I say that is not like a regular girl. That's like one of us.
Nah. Man, listen, y'all don't understand how much mentorship TD has given me. He saw raw talent, and every day he's sandpapering it until it's ready to go out. This isn't even, I'm nowhere even near my ceiling. And I mean, if TD wanted to go out and teach and like his tree, if people were like really to just come underneath his tree and then eventually go out, it would truly change this fan base astronomically. My dad did an amazing job with me, but having TD on the back end, that confidence, that think about it from this perspective. You have to change this. TD never lets you get comfortable. ever. So he's always pushing you and he's always teaching you. Everything is teachable. There's never a text that's not a teaching moment. There's never a video that's sent out that's not a teaching moment. And if you're not like, just like he said, if anyone wants to come on here and challenge any one of us for our spots on the panel, this is the time to do it. If TD's, see that in you, or if you reach out to him and say you want that, when TD's the type of guy that he wants to see, the fan base like that. And that's like he said, he has so many things he wants to do with this channel and growing and all that. And it's going to take you guys help. And that's why I tell everybody, everyone says, start your own. I'm here because I could never repay. Only thing I can repay him with is loyalty. And that's the best thing I can give to him. And that's why I've always been here. I'm happy. I'm happy for the guys because they're ready and they're prepared. And, it's their time to, do their channel and all that. But I'm glad they're still going to be here with us on Tuesdays. But TD is the teacher. And I think sometimes people get so wrapped up in not liking what he says, but you got to hear it first. Before you say you don't really like it, listen to what he's really trying to tell you. And everything he tries to tell you is to better this team. It's never to set this team back. It's never to set you back personally. So at the end of the day,
Phinsanity, can I hire you for like pep talks? Honestly, I think you should get on Fiverr and like put it up there like Phinsanity pep talk or like just feel good. Because honestly, that was so much love. That was so much love for TD, and I have
that's
like
my brother. That's
like
really my brother. Listen,
man, it seeps through the page. Let me just say that.
But I won't be here until 7:45 on Thursday. Like I hope he understands that.
Man, I am screwing up this stream right now. I'm trying to show something.
I get to see me. Like it's weird to see me. But
I got my screens all mixed up.
I'm not a motivational speaker, guys. I'm not. I don't even think you guys get to see, like, if TD were to do like one of the live game streams with me, I think you guys would see my passion for this team a lot more than us just talking, because I'm crazier than him. Like,
what would be sick is that if TD actually made like some intro, like if he ever made like some epic video, just have like, like Dolphins highlights, like beautifully edited, and then you just like make a speech, like like just like slowly with like edits.
He's the best.
Down games or something. I'm like TD. I'm hoping we go undefeated. But if we have one of them down games, that pep talk, that Monday pep talk, that Monday morning, man, you don't want to go to work or nothing. You don't want to be bothered with that Monday morning pep talk.
I'm not gonna lie, TD's morning videos when he was doing them, like a couple of months ago, I would watch them on my way to work, and I would get in such a good mood. Like not to keep boasting you, TD, but like I'm just saying, like, yeah, like you would put me in a great mood, like just that TDPHINSTALK in the morning.
Y'all gonna make me cry. They might be coming
back. I might launch my Miami Dolphins rap career soon.
Let's do it.
Because he can't do it. He can't rap.
Your YouTube channel of Phinsanity. That's what.
Listen. Like I said, I will be here when TD feels like it is the right time. Because like I tell TD, I'm not doing this for fame. I just want to talk to other Dolphin fans. That's the only reason why I want to do this. Like, there's not too many in my area personally. So to have this, to be able to talk to other fans who love the team. First of all, Solo D's Hit Squad is good, but I like that Suck more. But that's my personal area I'm in. But this
show was my proof today. I had another a guy telling me, man, the Dolphins don't got that many fans. I say, watch TD show. Watch TD show. It's a lot of us.
All right, to this TD, I've been
still screwing
waiting
it up.
for it.
Where?
I'm still screwing it up.
Which?
Someone said more TD, less push, Michael.
All right, here we go.
Yeah,
here we go. Oh gosh, this is the view. So what would happen right now? I have Godchild in the middle, but Christian Wilkins. This is what the look would look like if you had Derek Brown in that middle. What would happen is Godchild would be flexed. It depends on the down situation. He might be relocated to more of a second and third down option. And also, I keep on telling y'all, Devon Godchild is probably going to be on the trade block as well if they don't feel like they want to offer him a new contract, next season, because this is a contract year for him. So his money's coming up. Drafting Christian Wilkins and going ahead and getting Derek Brown, that's more incentive to go ahead and let Godchild go. And here's why. Godchild is going to get good money when it comes to free agency. Is he going to get top money? No. But he's going to get much higher than what he's getting now. And why not go ahead and bring in Derek Brown and allow him to walk or trade him right here in the draft or sometime this offseason? Those are options. But what will happen is you got Van Noy setting the edge and Ogbar and Lawson on the other side setting the edge as well. These are your guys that's basically keeping that anchor and letting those linebackers use their eyes to identify the holes and making sure that they're hitting their gaps in the run game. So this is how it would look. So you would be putting oh gosh, I don't look backwards. You would be putting Derek Brown right here and possibly still Ogbar or Godchild, depending on the down, on what down and distance it is. So that's what it would look like. It wouldn't be Christian Wilkins riding the bench or anything like that, unless Godchild just beats him out in practice for first and second downs. But I don't see that happen. Christian Wilkins is going to be your guy that's going to be here 2-3 more years playing football.
TD, your lineup wrong. Xavier Howard and Bobby McCain going to be traded.
Yeah, possibly. But right now it's right. Right now is correct.
Yeah.
And another thing, we got to figure out who's going to be at this linebacker position right here as well. You see, I put flex right there because you got Jerome Baker, you got Van Ginkel, you got a lot of players that could be right there, and it might not even be someone on the roster right now. Who knows? I mean, Van Noy might move inside. You might, if we draft Simmons, he might be. I don't know. We don't know how it's going to look when it's all said and done. Once we have the players, we can get a better feel.
Yeah. TD, we have a lot of B tier flex options for that spot.
Yep.
I just feel like we have a lot of depth at that flex spot that you have Jerome Baker at, and the options we can get. So, yeah, I agree. That's an interesting one. So if it's Simmons, then I feel like it's less complicated than getting Derek Brown, because if we get Derek Brown, I also think do we trade Wilkins at that point?
No, I just answered it for you. I just answered it for you. If you get Brown goes in the middle. Godchild is the one that's contract ready. Godchild is the one that's expendable right now. Christian Wilkins is on a lower rookie deal and playing well and can do better with the services of Brown next to him. Godchild would be the odd man out. He's the one who are the Miami Dolphins going to pay him or not. That's the one. So his contract is up after this year. So he's going to be the one, to me, that's more expendable than anyone. So it's not complicated. Bring in Brown, trade Godchild, or let him play this year out and let him become a free agent. That's easy. You're getting your replacement now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, got it. I guess I just consider Godchild as kind of irreplaceable.
No, he's gonna have to get paid. It's a matter of, do the Miami Dolphins want to pay Godchild? Do they want to pay him a bigger contract now? Would you pay him a bigger contract now?
No, not really.
Yeah, I mean, look at what we were ranked in the run game last year. So this is more of the reason why the defensive tackle position will be addressed. Not should, but it will. It's just a matter of when. Is it going to be at number 5 or is it going to be in a later round? Because I don't think you're going to find a defensive tackle that's worthy at 18 or 26. I think that's a wasted pick. Only one worthy is Derek Brown or a project later in the rounds. So this is where we are with it right now, but we got to replace these two back here.
That's a big one too, safety, yeah.
Both of them, though. We a lot of people, we need a safety. We need 2 safeties. 2. Aaron Rose played nice football, but again, I mean, it ain't like we're sitting here making him one of the best safeties in the NFL.
We ain't gushing over him.
Now, don't get me going after the jet safety.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. You also have. My bad. Hold on.
They would want a lot for Jamal.
I got Esteban backstage. My bad. What's up, Esteban?
What's up, y'all?
Oh, Esteban.
Insanity. I like your point about Mr. Simmons. I just feel that from what I've seen from him all year, he's more of a cover guy. And I know how Eamzo was talking about running. Run support. He's not really that guy. Winfield's more that guy. He has more of a comparison, more of a Palomalu style. I definitely think that Winfield is probably, in my opinion, I think that he's more on the radar than Simmons, to be honest. I just don't think we got a shot at Simmons. I think he's going to go before. That's just a hunch.
That's why I always preface my statement, Esteban, by saying if. That's why I always start with if he is there.
Hey, look at this, y'all.
And my thing is like this.
You see that paint?
Oh, you painting your wall? You getting that?
I'm making a mess. I'm trying to get ready for the draft, yo.
Okay. Together.
I'm making a mess. I don't know what I'm doing. But are y'all ready for the draft? I'm excited.
So ready, man.
I'm not. I got something.
Why?
I'm actually nervous.
I wouldn't, man.
I gotta go buy my what is that? Sparkling cider. Put that on some rocks.
I don't even know what the menu is gonna be for draft night.
Man, me neither. I gotta talk to my dad about that.
You know, I was feeling kind of nervous too, man. But I've been watching all these World War movies. You know, get a lot of downtime right now because of this freaking virus. And I was watching one show called Band of Brothers. Yeah. So it's the Battle of the Bulge, and the Germans are asking the American troops to surrender. And it's on Christmas. The commander of the U.S. Army's like, his response was nuts. And I just think that's my mentality right now is the Dolphins have so much going against them. You know, this was the draft for us, and we have so much adversity going into this draft. You know, if Tua was our guy, the dude got injured, and it's a bad injury. You know what I mean? But I'm hoping that if he is the guy that they go for, I just hope that he takes care of himself, rehabs right, does everything the right way. You know, at this point, you go back and forth thinking about what quarterbacks we could take, and it's almost exhausting. To me, I got to the point to where I'm like, look, I've gone back and watched everybody's film. I know how Reasons I was talking about, you know, Herbert. He took a majority of his snaps. A majority of his snaps weren't under center, but a lot of these guys are like that if you really go back and watch the film. So I'm not dissing Reason. I'm just saying I got to the point to where I'm like, look, I'd rather just trade up for Burrow and trade up for a tackle. And just that's, in my honesty, just like go for the kill. You know, if you're going to be killers, just go for the kill. Get you a quarterback, get him some protection, and coach these other guys up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And just, I mean, that's where I'm at. So if they get to the point, if these guys are, I mean, we're just going to draft Wirfs, go for it. At 5, I'm down with that. This guy, Reason was talking about on his stream, is an ex-wrestler. I'm just, the extra strength that you gain from training for wrestling is insane. So this guy already shows it on the field. It's just, he's a different animal. I just don't believe that there's another guy that's ever played that position that's going to be as good as this guy's projecting. I think he's definitely, I know TD's mentioned it, top 5 guy. I'd be okay with Wirfs at 5. And I just hope he ragdolls everybody if that's the pick. I'm sorry to go on and on, but just excited, y'all, man. I hear y'all.
A lot of energy.
I hear a lot of, worrying y'all. And what do we got to be worried about, man? I mean, we've been let down for so long. You know what I mean?
Don't do that. You know what? You know what Tua is? Tua is the marketing. He's like the perfect, like, marketable guy. Like, it's crazy. Like, just who he is as a person outside the field. Now, what we as fans have to be more concerned about what he's going to do on the field. But he's instantaneously the face of any franchise before he even takes a snap. Man. That's who he is.
He might be the guy that you get to take a.
I think like this. At the end of the day, we got to come to terms. There are people, like, that's why I say, like, I don't try to get in. That's why I don't like to talk about the draft, because everybody has their guy who they will go to bat for to the end of time, and the guy who they will bash to the end of time. At the end of the day, it does not matter. It does not matter, because all we can hope and pray for is that once they put on an aqua and green jersey, that they play lights out for us and put on a show for us and give us wins and Super Bowls. That's all we can do. So for all of us who don't like Tua, for all of us who don't like a certain guy at a certain position at 5, if they come on this team and be productive, everybody gonna swallow everything that they said before that and cheer for that guy like there's no tomorrow. And my thing is like this: I'm getting old, right? So the one thing that I do want to see, I would like to experience a Super Bowl with my dad and my mom. I would love that. Because guess what? Truth be told, time is going to eventually run out. So I'm not in the mindset where I want to wait. I want to be competitive now. I would love to go to a playoff game with my dad. That is a dream of mine. I would love to see my dad get to, cheer for the team in a Super Bowl.
Yes.
These are the things that some people will never get. So as long as that they're doing what it takes to build a better franchise, I'm here for it. If they take Tua at 5, guess what? I'm happy for them. Tua, whenever you're ready to go out there and ball out. They take Derek Brown, Isaiah Simmons, Tristan Wirfs, whoever they take. If they move, if they trade up, if they trade back, whoever comes on this team, just come here ready to do it for the fan base, because it's been too long.
Ready to work and commit. And not leave the next year.
They're not getting OTAs. We may get a training camp. We may. And that's off of the grace and mercy of God that they allow teams, because you're talking about 53 people and they don't even want more than 7 in one spot together. And then we're talking about, are we even going to have it? Like, do you guys realize, you know what, like, our smallest record ever was? 7-2.
Oh.
7-2. There was actually a season where we only played 9 games. And ironically, we went to the Super Bowl that year. Fun fact for you all. Anything can happen, but
that might happen this year with this virus.
Exactly.
Right. We might cut a couple of games off.
Hey guys,
all we can do is just cheer.
Thank you for allowing me on the show. Right now I gotta get off and stop my wife, because we had UPS trucks come here every day to deliver stuff. And I'm trying to stop her from shopping again.
Tell her I said hi, and to keep shopping for the necessities.
I'm going broke.
Thank you.
Today we had a UPS truck come, and then a what's-the-name truck come right behind it to drop off stuff.
It's part of that rain. It's part of that rain, She's getting necessities. I believe everything that she's buying is a necessity. You feel me? And even if it's a want, it's a necessity to her, So you keep doing your thing, girl, and thank you for the shout out. It means so much to me.
Brand new car. She don't need anything else.
She do. Listen.
She just got a brand new car. Like,
man,
maybe a week ago.
Y'all lucky y'all ain't living in the old times where y'all had to give so many things to the father's family and then to her on top of that just to get married. y'all got off easy. We ain't gonna get into the history of what like marriage used to be. It used to be an actual like contractual buy, and you had to give so much to buy. We're not going to get into all that. So y'all, if she got a brand new car, girl, you was worth that car. You as a man felt like your queen was worth that. You did it with every great intention in your heart. Don't throw it back like she just got a new car, because when you got it for her, you love her for that.
I'm just trying to watch the budget. I'm trying to watch the budget because she just spinning.
Oh,
listen.
Man.
I feel that. I feel that.
Hey,
good meeting you, bro.
You know what? She can spend all the money she wants to. If the Dolphins go to the Super Bowl, I'm going. I don't care what she got to sell. So,
already.
spend all the money she
Y'all worry
wants
about the budget.
I'm not worrying about the budget, then. It ain't no budget for that.
I already told my wife I'm selling the cars, man.
Everything gotta go. I'm
You
going
get
to
a
that
car later.
Did y'all?
Okay,
we can ride bikes to work. But all
Did
right,
y'all see that 360 cam that they put out, where you can actually get a view of the stadium?
Yeah. I saw it. Yeah,
the video. Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. I've never been to the stadium. I've never been to a game in Miami. Yeah, it's a dream of mine. But yeah, I definitely want to do that.
It's definitely fun. TD, I wanted to ask you because it was brought up today. So the fifth pick obviously is like the pick that eludes us. Like we're so like clueless as to like what we're gonna pick there because we don't know whether or not we want a QB or not. But today you streamed about moving up from 18. I didn't watch that full stream, so I don't know what you talked about in terms of what we could give up for that. But is the consensus kind of like trading with Oakland for 12? Or kind of, I guess, what would be the most plausible scenario of us moving from 18 to get, a premier pick there? Like
it was just a scenario thrown out there. I mean, you got the Raiders with 2 first-round picks. You have you have the Raiders with the pick ahead of like 12. Any team actually, if we got 18, any team that it depends on what player we want. If we want to move back up in the top 10 and get somebody at 3 and use 18 as one of those pieces and add a second-round pick, I mean, it's an option. It's several different options, but it's just whatever player you want. If the player you want is at 9, you're trying to call the team at 7, 8, and 9 to see if you can get them. So I really, there's no set answer to it. It's just a matter of, like Greer said, they've called every team to see what they would be willing to do, and every team has called them to see what they would be willing to do. And that's pretty standard. That's why when you hear people say there's rumors out the Dolphins have been speaking with the Lions, the Dolphins have spoken with 31 teams, and 31 teams have spoken with the Dolphins. That's normal draft protocol. On your checklist, call every team, ask them what it'll take to get their pick that's ahead of them, and ask them what it'll take if you wanted to give your pick to them, and what would they be willing to give. That's normal. So you have to have all the scenarios so that when draft day comes, you can pick up the phone and make the direct phone call to the team that's giving you the best option to what you wanted. So it's no set. It's just a matter of who they want at what number is he available, who they're going to call that they can possibly make that happen. It's that simple. But those scenarios was keeping the number 5 pick and still moving up in the top 5. So you have 2 top 5 picks, but you have to give up a lot on the back end. So I'm not all down for it.
But 12 is like plausible if we give up 18 and 26, right? Like, does the value kind of like meet there if you gave 18 and 26 for 12?
It does, but I'm not giving up 18 and 26 for 12. I'll give up 18 in a second rounder, maybe, to move up to 12 if it's a specific guy that you got to have. I can see that scenario happening with the quarterback. We go Derek Brown or one of those players at 5, and then we take 18 in a second rounder just to move up to 11 or 12 and then grab our quarterback. I can see that scenario happening.
Yeah. I guess like because Reason mentioned this once is that like each pick has a value. So like I don't know how like the valuation works, like I know that obviously sorry, go ahead.
Google, I forget what it's called.
Google, obviously.
Google. I've seen it, and I've
talk
sent
about
it to TD, but
I think there's like a 500-point gap from the 9th pick to the 18th pick, and our second round pick is worth 510 points. So to get like the 9th pick, we'd have to give 18 and our second round pick. That's the equivalence pretty much.
Gotcha. I just wonder how much like teams actually take that into account.
I don't
live by it,
trust
or
those things. I don't trust those things, man. At the end of the day, on draft night, man, teams want a little more bang for their buck. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
What's up, Vic?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Dick, guys? How are you?
Vic, are you wearing a 13 too? No.
Got the Merino, man.
Hey.
I do. I do from the early days, yeah. I had to for Phinsanity.
See, you are 20 with me.
They stunting on us tonight, man. They stunting on my little Miami Dolphins shirt, man.
No, I think it's my first time actually ever wearing a jersey. Ironically, the first jersey.
Hey, me and Vic were already in the comment section talking about all-time who you would take at running back. I was talking about Ricky or Zonka, bro, and he said Zonka.
Yeah,
Zonka was awesome, though, bro. I like watching those 72 games, man. My favorite player that nobody talks about is Manny Fernandez, dude.
He's a fullback, though.
Both those guys played yesterday. I was watching them in the 72, the Dolphins Super Bowl, and it was amazing watching those guys. They had so much heart, so much just doing it. Because some of those guys, they made like $25,000 for the Super Bowl. That was it. I mean, those guys worked jobs during the summer and played football. So the heart those guys had to play the game is just totally different. But I mean, I understand the way it is now. But man, these guys were just they lived and breathed it. That was it. You know. Now today is different. I know it's a business, but those guys, they would lose fingers playing the game. They would just give all their heart for it. So, you know, I enjoyed it.
It's crazy how it's changed over time, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But love the channel, guys. Just want to jump in here, say enjoy y'all, and
you ready?
You guys
you
are
ready?
my family.
You ready for
Enjoy
Thursday?
it. I am so ready. I've seen so many drafts in my lifetime. You know, going back, you know, from being, you know, whatever, 10, 12, 14 years old and watching all this every year, over and over again. So I'm ready for a jump start. Let's do this big. Let's get this going, and let's make this the start of a new generation of Super Bowl winners and people. You guys get to see the same thing. Let's get the Super Bowl for us and for all the new generations, so you guys have memories, and we all have the same memories together.
Who do you want at 5, Vic?
You know, I want offensive people. I want to build the strength. I want to build just people that can protect our quarterback, no matter who it is. You know, the quarterback has a job. He knows what it's supposed to be. He knows he's got to throw the ball. He's got to protect the ball. But the rest of it is just making sure he can do that. So if you have a team around him, that's the key, man. You can have a third or fourth string. You know, those quarterbacks know what their job is, but you got to be able to protect them so they can do it.
Wow, man. Oh man, I'm nervous, Vic. I'm nervous, man.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
I hear you. So I'm ready for it. I'm looking forward to being with you guys on Thursday night, and we'll party. You know, no matter who it is, we're gonna make sure we enjoy it together.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta come on.
I would personally give up my spot if there's not an open spot for you to be on here to have this moment, because you are a true TD subscriber and all that. And
no, I have done this. I have done this for 50 years, and I mean, I can remember my family sitting around the TV, and I'm sure it was black and white back then. But I can remember our family sitting around TV when Miami won the Super Bowl. I can remember the whole house jumping up and screaming and yelling, and everybody being joyous over that. I mean, that was something that I will never forget. I was only 6 years old at that time. So, but I still remember that. So just to have that memory, knowing that that's ingrained in you, no matter what happens, it's never going to go away. I want everybody in the Dolphins family to remember that and to have that same feeling I have. It'll never go away. I've never rooted for any team other than Miami my whole life.
Love it, man.
That's the man right there. Yeah. Cool. He was too smooth. He had too much. Shula had swag. A lot of people didn't realize that. Shula had some swag with his.
That was in the 90s. You go back and watch him during the 70s, the early 70s, and 76, 78. He was still feeling like they had a chance to win it every game. And he had Marino after that, and Greasy, and oh my God, there's so many people that thought they were going to be there every year. So every year when we played every year, we thought we were going. Every year, it didn't matter who it was. So we always had the feeling that, the last 20 years, I hear you guys talk about the last 20 years, we've been in that same repetition. But we didn't feel that way back in the 70s and 80s. We knew with Marino, we had a chance every year. We just had to have the team around him. Let's this year build a team around him so that no matter who we get, that's what's going to make it happen. So that's the key. Let's have the great offensive line, build the defense so that you can have the ball back at every chance you take. With Marino, you knew if he threw a ball, he was never out of the game. You knew that you had a chance to win that Super Bowl every time you went on the field. So that hope was always with us, no matter what.
Now it's time to actually get one, man. We got to get one.
That's it,
man. But if we draft Tua at 5, Vic, man, you can go ahead and take my spot, man.
No. I don't care if it's you know that too. TD, you know if it's Tua, whether it's Herbert, whether it's Love. If we have the offensive line and we have the defensive line and the people that can protect them, we're going to make it. We're going to make it no matter what, because Flores is going to make sure. That's for sure. And the defense is going to be strong. They're going to be in the top 10, maybe top 5 this year. So we get the offensive line working it. We got this made. Oh, look at Phinsanity. Come on now. We got this.
Listen.
I know I'm playing some TD right now, but that's okay. I have faith in my team. I have faith 100%. In Flores, and I have faith in Greer.
Super Bowl, baby, this year.
One thing that I live by, and I truly believe that we can win every Sunday. Like I've looked at our roster and it's looked good, but the one thing that my dad has instilled in me, still got to go out there and play. It may look good, but until we get back to that dominance where we're not playing down to competition and we're just steamrolling teams that we're supposed to steamroll any given Sunday. And that's a very good movie. I respect that movie a lot more now that I've seen it at this age than I did when I was top.
But you know what? All it takes is a few players. Go ahead. I'm sorry. All it takes is a few players like Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor, those players that you knew had the heart. They had everything you needed in a team, and all you had to do was go out and follow them and follow their lead, and you knew you had a chance to win every game. So if you have the heart and you have the spirit to win, you had it. And we felt that for the last, oh my gosh, I would say 50 years, I've felt that same spirit every year by just holding on to 1 or 2 players. If we have 10, 15 players like that, you guys cannot imagine how successful we'd be. So that's what this year's about.
Hey, brother,
right now.
There's no I in team.
This year.
Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, they're all singular players. Like, we need more than one. And at the end of the day,
oh, man.
God, there's so many of them. So many of them.
Here, like for the next 5 hours.
The best thing is in this draft, TD has said like we need to go 3 and 5 for him to feel like really good. 2 and 5, they have to be in the first round for him to feel good. If we go 1 out of like all the selections that we have and that's the only good player that we have, yeah, I'm gonna feel sad too. But there is one thing that it feels like kind of home base for me coming into the 2019 Dolphins, and I feel like at the coaching position, there's no question mark anymore. I really, really feel like that person, I can put all of my faith in that person. You used to say like trusting Gase and all that, but Flores has given me a different type of trust, and I feel like
he's the jaw.
Yeah,
for now, the jaw man. I think the Shula, when he was looking at somebody, you knew that he wanted something, and they knew what to give him. So Flores has that jaw. If you look at him and you watch him compared to Shula, he was the man, and Flores is the man. So he's got to have that respect and got to have that team. So now he's got that. So these people he's bringing in, they know that. That's what Shula had all those years. He was the leader, and he knew what he wanted. If you didn't fit in, you were gone. So it doesn't matter what you felt, what you believed in. You know what? You feel part of the team, and you better join it, or you're not there. So whether or not these new players think they're meitis, they're just about it for themselves, then you don't need to be on this team. This is about the team winning, and everybody else better join in. So that's what makes a difference.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right. It's been 2 hours. I was supposed to be on here for an hour. Oh man, I'm ridiculous.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
guys for joining us. To Esteban, I will see you, and Vic and Mike, I will see you all Thursday. I'll be there at 7:45 sharply. TD, you can drop the link at like 7:44 on Thursday.
I'm dropping it at 7.
Oh, I guess Vic, you can substitute for me until 7:45.
All right, you got it.
All right, thank you.
Got it.
Thank you to everyone. Oh my gosh, Rashad was on here. Oh my gosh, the first guy I talked to. Oh my gosh, Daniel, right? I think his name was. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Daniel Manning, I believe. So thank you guys for supporting me, supporting TD always, and we might be having some more trivia coming up for you guys. I would love to test Vic's mind. Like he seems like a ball. Hey TD, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
How many Dolphins players have their jersey retired?
How many Dolphins? Is this trivia? Is this
how many Dolphins
trivia?
On the spot.
Is this trivia?
How many?
All right, guys. So
no.
How many Dolphins players have their jersey retired?
How many Dolphin players have their jersey retired?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
It's not as much as you think.
I'm going to go with 11.
I would say no. I would say it's less than that.
Really?
Listen. Yeah. Just because you're in the Ring of Honor does not mean your jersey's retired.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No.
Jersey retired.
I'm gonna say 5.
3.
I'm gonna say 4.
3.
Give me
wow.
names. 3. Give me the names of the 3.
Dan Marino, I got that. I got my one in. Y'all go.
Marino, Greasy, 13, 12.
Zonka.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
it.
That's ridiculous.
Tannehill.
I would say 5, but oh wow.
Tannehill jersey not retired.
Oh my God.
No. Hey, Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas need to get them jerseys retired. And Ricky Williams. I don't care what nobody says, man. Ricky Williams was my favorite Miami Dolphin growing up.
Might be your favorite, but that does not mean he's the same. No.
Listen, for what it's worth, I think Ricky won't get his retired because of what he did. I understand why he did what he did, but when he did it, we were still competitive-ish. Yeah. And for him to drop the team like that to go smoke, I don't think they will ever. Yeah. Even if the league legalizes it, they will never.
They need to
hey, but I just want to say one last thing, man, because Ricky was in. He did a stream with B-Real from Cypress Hill.
I saw that.
And he actually showed respect for the Miami franchise, talking about how now we're not known for winning, but this exact same thing that Vic was talking about. Up until, this recent stint of just losing, we were actually competitive for a long time. I remember the game that got me addicted. Like I grew up, my brother was a Marino fan, so I grew up with the legend of Marino. But the game that like really sealed the deal for me to just like I just fell in love with Miami was the Leon Let Snow game for it was a Thanksgiving game. You remember that one, Vic? I know most Miami fans should remember, but they ran. I fell in love with the run game that day. They would just it was like 4 yards every time they touched the ball, man. They had to because it was a bad weather game. But just shout out to Ricky for just showing some love towards the Miami franchise, even after everything that happened and how he was ridiculed. He's an awesome dude, man. I would love to meet.
No, the older fans like me, they don't ridicule. He went through some issues. He had some disorders, and we understand that. The worst. I mean, you don't compare him to Saban. When Saban lied and said he was coming back and didn't come back, that was the worst. Ricky's not even near that. There are other coaches and all that. Jimmy Johnson. It's been bad stuff out there.
I can't stand Saban, man.
Sorry.
But I gotta get out of here, man.
TD, one more question. Hold up.
All right, guys.
One more question.
Go ahead, Phinsanity.
One more question. The Miami in our division, right? The Miami Dolphins only have a losing record to one team. What team is that?
Gotta be Buffalo.
Buffalo.
It's got to be Buffalo.
Patriots.
Patriots.
No, it's the Patriots.
Patriots no.
Patriots haven't been jacked till the 90s.
Y'all all wrong.
I say the Jets.
The Jets.
Chiefs.
Oh, you said
Indianapolis?
No, I'm saying the Jets now since we're wrong.
53, 55.
Ravens.
Huh?
Oh, Phinsanity. You know what? you know what? You know that MJ is the GOAT, and it's MJ, and it's always been MJ, and then it's everybody else, and then you can debate LeBron and Kobe. It's like hip hop. It's Tupac, then it's everybody else. Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there. I just want to throw that out there.
Listen. I didn't know it was the Jets, first of all. But that means it's 53 to 55. You said
53-55. We're gonna tie it up this year.
So we're gonna tie it up this year. I love it. What's up, Vic?
Thursday, 7:00.
7 p.m. man. Sharp.
You got it. I got Phinsanity.
You got it. And
make a pick, Vic. Who do you want at 5? Who do you want, man?
I'm gonna go Wilfs. Wilfs, or I want an offensive line. I just want somebody to protect our quarterback. That's all I want.
Same here.
There's 4 good.
Same pick.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that, dude.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
So thank y'all for tuning in to TD FinStalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Another amazing Phinsanity Monday. Thank you so much, Phinsanity. We appreciate you as always. You did a great job as always. Can't wait till next Monday, especially when we got graphics on the board.
Retiring.
Thursday's a big day. Thursday.
Yeah. So, and on our way out, we love y'all. Peace.
God bless you all.
Peace, guys.
Michael Jordan, the GOAT.
LeBron James.
MJ, baby.
LeBron James.
You gotta stop lying.
MJ, then everybody else.
Stop lying.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron.
You